travel in space and time. I want to stay, I want to go. You see my face, but it's not mine. But you can see, you'll never know. How can we meet if I'm not there? Our hearts may touch, our bodies close, but time divides what we might share and sends us all where no one goes. I'm just a traveler upon the sea of time, of life, of fate's wide wheel. Just a traveler in this mystery. For me, so that's real to me. We all begin this life alone. We live, we love all through the years. Yet deep inside we long for home, but it recedes, obscured by tears. I cry the time, it falls past me. The door of faith remains asleep, but in my soul this hope burns free. Oh, please let there be one finally. I'm just a traveler upon the sea of time, of life, of fate's wide wheel. Just a traveler in this mystery. For me, I am, so that's real to me. For me, I am, so that's real to me.
Hello, hello, hello. We are back. It is Wednesday. I saw you running, dude. I saw your little feet running.
I was almost ready to go. What's going on, everybody?
Wasn't
What if I was beating it? What if I was beating it, dude? Like, I was trying to time it, dude.
Only take you about what 2 minutes or 3 minutes? Sorry, that's the countdown, right?
And then I'm like, I shimmy it like that one roommate I was telling you about. Like, you see my pants around my ankles.
What was he aiming for his mouth, dude? That's sick.
Yeah,
That's
I don't know. He looked like he was going like he was doing that number, and yeah,
I wish we could get him on the show to actually talk about that uncomfortable situation that he was in.
What's up, Ishmael? So I don't know what to do, guys. So look, StreamYard launched this new thing, like a widget here, where we can actually have the comments in the chat. I don't know if it's self-defeating because I guess we could still highlight them. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. If
I think it's fine. It reminds me kind of like Twitch, the way Twitch does it, right?
Well, Streamlabs and stuff like that.
Streamlabs,
yeah. It's just covering up Todd's face, but maybe that's a good thing.
Yeah, you don't need to see that.
So, how's everybody doing? Let yourselves be known. Ishmael, how you doing, brother? Happy Hump Day. So, just kind of wanted to hang out today. Obviously, we have a couple of talking points. I want to get to that Rambo thing here in a bit, and a couple other things in line with that. But I thought I would start with show and tell. So I was cleaning out some stuff, and the first thing I found was this old little like page ripped out of a CD book. This isn't like my official CD book. This is like just a loose page I found. Like there's like random shit in here, dude. Like stacks and stacks of discs behind each other. Like Shooter with Mark Wahlberg on DVD, for example. But anyway, on one side, I have. This is the West. This is the West Burn CD, the famous.
Oh yes.
This is
Let's see it.
Tripping Billy's on it, I think. It looks like shit. I don't know what you did to this, but it's just
is it all scratched up or what?
No, it's got like the front of it's got It's not gunk. I don't know what it is. It's like the CD's bleached. I don't know what it is. It's got these spots all over it.
Oh, maybe it's warped.
No, well, I would say it's like the disc rot,
Yeah,
but
disc
it
rot.
can't be because it's been like this for as long as I can remember.
Oh, so the back of it's fine. It's just
No,
the
no.
front.
Those holes you see, they go through the disc.
Yeah, that's disc rot, I believe.
It's like transparent on this side.
Okay.
But it's been like this for the longest time. I don't know if maybe it's the brand of burn disc. I don't know what it is.
What's the brand, like Maxwell House or whatever?
It doesn't even Maxwell House was coffee, first of all.
Oh.
You mean Maxell?
Maxell.
Decaf in the morning? I'm awake. What does he say? What's Scott say?
What does he say? Is decaffeinated and I'm waking up or something like that.
And I'm waking up?
Yeah.
God. Blowjob in the morning? Wow. Hey, Silhouette, what's up, brother? Yeah, man. Member for 4 months.
Heck
See,
yeah.
look, Silhouette's a real one. Be like Silhouette.
OG. Yeah.
You wanna be like Silhouette? Hit that subscribe button, man. Not the subscribe button. I want you to hit that too. Don't get me wrong, but the member button. And very soon we're gonna have the gosh, what is it? Oh, here shortly this weekend, the Hellraiser Bloodlines work print is going to go up. That's a members only commentary, a lot of fun. And then we just had Leprechaun of the Hood. I had that go up Monday. It turned out great. I don't know if River actually watched it.
Yeah,
Did you actually watch it?
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, those fuckers are taking me so long, but I'm gonna keep them up like that for a while and see how that does us. I know we had our buddy Alpha Romero on for Martin, which Martin is gonna be posted after Hellraiser Bloodline goes up, and gifted one Revival House membership. Who'd you hook up? Hopefully a new person, right? Did you get somebody? Who'd you get, man? That's amazing. No,
yeah, thanks, brother. Appreciate it.
Yeah, so Martin will go up after I get the Bloodline member up. And Alpha Romero was like, yeah, man, it's like once you do that, once you start putting in time, you can't go back. I'm like, you know what? It's fine. It's fine. I have to up the quality. I want you guys to be engaged. I want you guys to have fun watching it. And it's so funny. Like maybe most of the people listen to it in audio. Like, well, fuck me then. Can you imagine? Like that's odd. Yeah, because it's by design. It's commentary, so audio is just fine.
Yeah.
But for those that want to watch,
I think we should do for members only the next commentary. I think we should do a members request. I think we should let somebody choose the film.
Yeah, maybe it's got to be Silhouette because he's had the longest standing membership so far.
Yeah,
or you guys could talk it out yourselves. I don't, got some of you guys.
Silhouette, you got a movie, you got to let us know, and we'll,
I think that's great, man. I think anybody that's joining our chat here today, if you're a member, go ahead and shout us out what you think we should do, and we'll see if there's any contesting but amongst you guys. But I think that's great, man. I think you guys should choose. So that's your homework during this stream, and this stream's going to go up after we're done. So maybe to give everybody a chance, you can comment on it as well if you can't make the stream, and we'll look at it tomorrow. Show and tell part 2. Okay. Also a lot of history with this disc. Can you guess what disc this is? What other disc might have history with us?
There's West, there's the Quantum Leap soundtrack. Oh my gosh.
Narcotic Self Magenta.
They're still around touring here locally.
This is Maxell. This is the Maxwell House you were talking about.
Okay.
But we got this from the Soulfly show at the Ranch Bowl, and this is what they were handing out. This is, back in the day, it's like they were just burning their albums on Maxell and putting MP3s on them or whatever. And I don't have a disc player. Otherwise, I would actually listen to this. And see
you do. I mean, you have a DVD player, you have a Blu-ray player.
I guess you're right. I guess you're right.
Yeah, plenty of players.
And I remember this being, they've changed. They've definitely moved with the tide of trends. So when this came out, they were like new metal. It's like
Yeah,
totally
oh,
like
yeah,
a new
yeah,
metal
yeah.
album.
That was what, 2001?
This would have been like 2001, and I remember it might have been pre 9/11 though. It was pre 9/11 though, for sure.
Yeah.
It could have been 2000.
Mhm.
No.
Did you get that at the Ranch Bowl show that we went
Yeah,
to?
yeah.
Okay.
I didn't buy it, Todd. I didn't go out of
Well,
my
I
way to
don't know.
burn
I
it.
mean, who
They were
knows?
handing this shit out. And I remember like the drummer had like the Wayne Static hair, dude.
Oh yeah, that was popular.
There's
Absolutely.
like, I remember we asked him like, so how'd you get a lot of hairspray? He's like, I use this stuff called ice. Like, oh, great.
How do you remember that, dude?
And one of them, the singer complimented your Freddy shirt, dude. You were wearing your Nightmare on Elm Street shirt.
Was it the first one? Yeah, the
Yeah, the
original
first,
Nightmare?
yeah,
Okay, perfect.
and it's cool because we had this venue. It's no longer around called the Ranch Bowl, and it was a bowling alley, exactly like it sounds. But
Yeah.
next to it, built with it, there was like a little venue room where they would play like club shows. So,
Mhm.
you know, you could go in, get some nachos and do a fucking couple of frames of bowling and then go to the next room over and watch a club show. And, you know, they had a pretty much, that was just like the club level gigging place around town. So, you know, we saw Soulfly there. I know a lot of bands went through there in their early days. You know, Limp Bizkit played there with Eminem, actually. Linkin Park, Slipknot. You know, it was the club. It was the club circuit of that region.
Yeah.
Silhouette. Let's see here. I remember finding old games, DVD discs in the dumpster in Ziploc cases. They work still. The King of the Hill complete series was in one of them. That is such a funny aside because I have something to contribute to this. First of all, thank you so much for the donation.
Yeah,
and also,
you.
Todd, I noticed it doesn't show the super chat though. So that gives us a reason to have both. See?
Gotcha.
In the shadow box.
That makes
That's
sense.
cool.
Yeah.
We can still highlight you.
Yeah.
So what's so funny about that silhouette is, okay, so Todd's gonna know what I'm talking about, but you know the Oakview shopping area.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I used to walk everywhere, and I used to walk, and I'd usually walk around the stores, like behind them, and I would go past. It would have been Barnes and Nobles, and I would go through the dumpster because they.
They threw away all the magazines and everything.
Yeah, once it was like out of date and they had a new issue, they just tossed them, all the unsold magazines. And I used to like find all like copies like Maxim and all the stuff,
all the metal magazines and
just whatever, man. And it wasn't, I know it sounds like I was digging in the trash, which I guess like technically was, but it wasn't involved. You didn't have to actually, it was just there. You didn't have to like jump in the trash. I mean, I wasn't gonna do that. It was literally like, oh, what's this? And it was like brand new. So I would cruise through there and just pick up new to me issues. You know, oh man, there's like that Christina Aguilera cover of Maxim. That was a classic.
I used to love Maxim and stuff, man. And then those muscle magazines.
I bet you did.
Yes, the ones that are on the plastic, dude. Where
you muscle boys, dude.
The muscular women, dude, that were wearing nothing but pasties, dude. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant like the muscle men. I wish you would watch. I wish you would watch The Righteous Gemstones because it's so funny, dude. If you liked Eastbound and Down and Vice Principals, this is the same people, right? The same production company, Danny McBride and David Gordon Green. They're better at comedy than they are horror, but it's so funny, dude. And it's the same type of humor, as like Eastbound and Down. And they're a whole family, this dynasty family that has like a mega church. John Goodman's the oldest. He's like the guy that started it. And then his oldest son is Danny McBride. And their youngest son is Adam Devine, who we went to high school with.
Oh, he's hysterical, man. Yeah.
I never thought he was funny in person, like in class and stuff, but with writing, he's really funny. Like the writing is, and actually when I see him do interviews and stuff, like I saw him on like Theo Vaughn's podcast, he went on Kill Tony. He's just not, no disrespect, he's not that funny, like on the fly. He's still him, but it's like Seth Rogen, like they're not really landing, but he's a good writer. And when he's working with
high school, he was in my sex ed class. That dude is freaking hysterical, man.
No, he was in my sex ed class.
He was in one of my classes. I think we might have been in the same one though.
No, we weren't. He was in my sex ed class. He was in, we had an art class with him, I think. I don't know. I'm trying to think of a class. I don't think I had a single class with you and him, but he was in my sex ed class, and he was the class
one
clown.
Of my classes, yeah.
He was the class clown and whatever, and he would always go up to the whiteboard and draw silly stuff before class started, like Harold the Herpy, like And I think one time he was kind of like, I think he knocked on me for liking Stone Temple Pilots. Like he made a joke because he was that guy in the back, and he would like, oh, he was that guy that would just be like, lad. And I don't remember, like, they would in high school, you would still do dumb kiddie shit like Heads Up 7-Up, icebreaker stuff, telephone. And I just remember one time me saying like something about Stone Temple Pilots. He's like, and there was something said about that, but he was a funny guy. I remember like when high school first started for us, because he was in an older grade than us. I remember it's probably the first pep rally we had at this school.
Yeah.
The very first. And I remember I got pulled out of the fucking bleachers to come up, and they whatever. And it was Adam Devine and somebody, I don't remember who else was co-hosting it.
Yeah.
And even then, like, he was wearing some like goofy ass fucking hat and like silly goggly glasses and mismatching socks, and he was like, oh, I'm all zany. And I remember, I think the question I got, it was like, name the song, and then if he couldn't just like recite the lyrics, he had to like sing it, like whatever. And I'm like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Wasn't it Eminem or something like that?
No, I have no clue.
Oh.
I have no fucking clue. It's either I never heard the song, or the audio, me being right next to him, it wasn't translating, because it's like, what the fuck did I just listen to? When I was literally like, I have no clue, dude. Everybody's like, oh, all the people in the pep rally. I'm like, what? I can't fucking hear a thing.
What was the song?
I have no idea. I don't remember it. I don't remember it. But anyway, to wrap back around what I was saying, which, by the way, they have a show on the Disney Plus where they focus on like successful people, and I think it's like 3 per episode, and they just sort of get like a behind the scenes, or like it's kind of like behind the music, but they go anyway. There's an episode, and Adam Devine is one of the topics, and they go to where we're from, and they go to our high school.
Really?
Yeah,
really?
They take the camera crew. Adam Devine goes to our high school. He talks to some familiar teachers, and they're interviewed. They go into the Barker music classes and the acting classes, the drama, because he was in there's some familiar faces.
I'm gonna watch this now.
He talks about the car wreck, which I guess is kind of famous with him now. He talks about all the familiar streets. He goes to the intersection. You'll recognize the intersection. This is where I got hit by a car when I was a kid, and I was paralyzed, and I fell in love with it. It's just it's a nice trip down memory lane for me, since I don't live there anymore. I mean, but anyway, full circle back to where I was going with this, because you said something about muscle magazines. In this show, he's the youngest of the Gemstones.
Yeah.
And he's clearly like the closeted homosexual. It's so funny. And he's obsessed with muscle bound. It's kind of like the dude from the closeted gay guy on Sunny in Philadelphia.
Okay.
Where it's like he really respects the male physique. And anyway, and there's this one scene where they all live on the compound, and he's just got like this whole cult of muscle bound grease monkey guys, like just buff. Yeah. And he's just developed like his own cult, like of worship, but it's clearly
oil body.
It's so homoerotic.
Yeah.
And his John Goodman just got like no time. He's like, I don't know what the fuck you're doing with your muscle boys. It's muscle man, daddy. It's just so funny when he's like, your muscle boys. I don't give a shit.
What's the name of this show?
Righteous Gemstones. It's so
Righteous
funny.
Gemstones. Okay, what's this?
It's hilarious. I watched the first 2 seasons in like 3 days, and then I slowed down. Now I gotta get back into it.
What's it on though?
HBO.
Oh, HBO. Okay.
It's only got 4. It just ended.
Okay.
They just had the last episode, so I'm like, I'm finally gonna dive in, so you can just kind of binge the whole thing. But it's really, 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 really funny. The cast is phenomenal. Walter Goggins is hilarious in it, and you got Eric Roberts joins in season 2. He's hilarious. And spoiler alert, not spoiler alert, a certain Home Alone star also shows up in the series.
Nice.
It's just got like, they throw a million people at you at all times. So
when I was working in the grocery store, they sold the muscle magazines, and then they were in plastic because they were really risque. So I would used to rip them open, and they used to show chocolate starfish in them, dude. So I would like go through all the magazines to see the starfish, dude. Yeah, they were that.
We were talking about women, right, Todd?
Yes, women.
Oh, why are you those like Starla, those she-male chicks, dude?
I just wanted to see some something.
But those buff chicks that have like pecs like guys,
Yes, but I just wanted to see something.
they got because they're so lean and they got so much hormones in them. They no longer have any body fat, so their tits turn to pecs.
Yes, that's
And
why I had to see the starfish. I mean,
so you can just pretend.
but
You
they're
know,
like a
from-
G string. No, they're a G string. You can actually see
From
it.
behind, though, their quads look the same as those muscle bound guy quads. Their quads are bigger than your head.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
It's like you're looking at a dude's ass. And those guys, they oil and wax too. So it's like at a
Dude, I
point,
was 15. Come on.
at
give me
a
break.
point, you can't really tell the difference between them. And they're all just men. So Todd was 15. This reminds me of that story I watched on one of those late night shows. Speaking of Seth Rogen, who's not funny in interviews, he was
No.
telling this story that was quite candid. He's like, yeah, I went to summer camp. He was talking about the first time he ever he learned to jerk off in summer camp. I went to summer camp and my friend gave me this poster of this really hot chick and he was jacking off into it all summer, like over his bunk, and it turned out it was RuPaul. He didn't know RuPaul was a woman or a guy. He's like, yeah, the fucking first he's like, oh, I was jacking off to RuPaul coming. I was like, God, dude.
Jesus.
I mean, you're not far off, my friend, with that. Anyways, going on. So thanks again, brother. He says the Aquafina Chun-Li thing was a troll joke, by the way. Oh, what they can't. Yeah, she's annoying, dude. Aquafina, that actress.
If I saw her, I'd probably know her.
She's an Asian actress, and she's got a really annoying voice. She's an Asian actress with the voice of like a 80-year-old Jewish man. It's just really, and that's been smoking her whole life, and she's just really loud and abrasive, and I just don't, not my cup of tea. Let's just say that. Yeah, muscle boys, the muscle men, daddy.
Absolutely, Tom.
Yeah, R.I.P. to George Wendt. Love Cheers. Cheers is one of the greatest sitcoms of all time. He's been quiet for a really long time, so when somebody like that passes away, you're like, oh man, I haven't heard from him in a while. Yeah. It's kind of weird. The next time you hear about him, he's like dead. But he was older. I still don't think he lived as long as people should.
No,
when people are in their 70s,
70,
I don't think 70s is a great run. I think I think people are capable. Obviously there's things that are keeping us down, sometimes genetics, but it's all the shit going into our bodies and stuff like that. I think in a perfect society, we could have the potential to have quality lives through our 90s into 100. You know what I mean? Like because there's some people that are just genetically blessed, plus other things, probably money and all that are. Look at William Shatner.
Yeah,
William Shatner is almost a damn 100.
Mm-hmm.
That guy is like, how old is William Shatner? 95, 96, 97. He's old, but I just watched him on a news channel, talking in the interview. He's there. He moves around. He walks. He still smells like mothballs and wears his flight jackets everywhere. And you could say he was 70 and you'd buy it. 65. But even then, there's like some 70-year-olds that are in rough shape, the way they operate. Shatner, 94. That's insane. Wow. And he is just, he's with it. He's with it. He's absolutely with it. He's still quick. He's moving. He's still doing the cons every now and again. And it blows me away.
George Wendt was in a lot of stuff though. I forgot he was in Man of the House.
Yeah. Hey, Jack.
Gung Ho, Forever Young, House. I mean, he was in quite a bit of stuff.
Forever Young.
Yeah, he was in that. It says, yeah.
Okay, it's been a while.
I think he plays somebody probably from like the 50s or the 40s or whatever. Before he got frozen.
He was in. Oh, you're probably right. Yeah, like one of the fly, because in the war or the fly. He was also in Family, that Masters of Horror.
Family,
that's amazing. It's a great. I think that one was directed by the asshole. Was that John Landis? I can't remember who did Family. It might not have been.
I don't remember.
But
Fletch. Anyway. It says he's in Fletch.
Happy birthday, Mr. T. Mr. T, I haven't seen him in a while. He used to show up on like Conan's old show back in the day, but hopefully Mr. T is doing all right. He always loves his mama and he's a good Christian man. So
73, Mr. T.
You could have told me older and I wouldn't have argued. It's like, oh, he's, but I guess that tracks. Stallone's probably pushing 80 now, right? I don't know how Stallone's in his 70s. I don't know how old he is, but I think he's pushing 80. So yeah, it's in the ballpark, and they're both in Rocky IV. I have some more show and tell. Can I show you guys something else?
Still on
So
78, by the way. Have we ever watched the Italian Stallion?
the porn.
Yeah,
Why would I watch that?
I don't know if you ever
Because
seen
I'm a
it or not.
completionist. I have to
Yeah,
have it.
pretty
I have to see them all.
You're a completionist.
I'm gonna prove to Sloan how big of a fan I am by completing it, by completing myself.
If you were to meet him, be like, oh, I loved you in Italian Stallion.
I accidentally grabbed my WGA Writers Guild stuff because when I write stuff, I get them all. I submit them all to the WGA and I copyright everything. I got to put that up. Okay, so this is I'm cleaning out stuff for the baby. The baby's coming, and so I'm going through a bunch of stuff I had in the closet in that room, and I came across this time capsule, and I was telling Todd about this a couple weeks ago, and I kept meaning to bring
Composition
it.
book.
No, I wish. Down to my last quarter. That's gone.
Oh.
I wish I had that composition book. With the Scott, because we've been talking about that shit for like 15 years on this show. I wish I could just show you guys that Scott Bakula hamburger meat and I wish I would read out loud Todd's lyrics to Monster Blood. I would recite it like Masterpiece Theater, like the song lyrics.
Oh, I wish I could find that stuff.
Gosh, I wish I still had that because all that stuff is like circa 2001 or whatever.
You should really reach out to Mr. Barker and see if he has that video we did.
We should just like show up at his door one day, just front door. He's like retired and coffee.
I have no clue. He does. I don't think he works there anymore. But yeah,
no, I would think he's got to be like retiring age, right? Because he was probably in his 40s at least when we talked.
Yeah, he's got to be retired, I would think.
And Tulsa King is damn good up your alley. Of course, I watched it, man. I love it. I can't wait for season 3. Robert Patrick's got a role in it. It's going to be exquisite. I don't know if Tulsa King is appropriate for this show, but Todd and I did make a decision whenever Alien Earth airs, we're going to turn one stream a week as like a review. We're going to talk about Alien Earth. And we can talk about other stuff too, but every week we're going to follow that show as it comes out and week by week, and hopefully you guys tune in and want to watch that show. But we're going to give it just like we did way back in the day with The Walking Dead, back when that was actually a thing. We would do The Walking Dead every week, and it was cool. And those are always a lot of fun. We're also going to do it with the Jason Crystal Lake show whenever that airs on Paramount. I think with Paramount, it's going to be a weekly. Paramount does not give you the whole series. They piecemeal it out.
Oh, really?
So yes,
well, that's good. That's good though. I mean, that'll help us out.
Well, so we're going to do the same thing. We're going to figure out what day that is, and we're going to make sure to do our stream, concurrent with that and talk about it. So I think that's a lot of fun. It's great content. It was a lot of fun doing the Walking Dead stuff for a while. It just turned into a hate fest with Walking Dead, which is kind of funny in retrospect.
I used to shit on that so much.
But then over time, I followed. I'm like, this is shit. By the time you got to season 5, there's no excuses.
Mm.
And it's funny because the show ran for much longer than that. But by the time I was finding the silver linings and the good with season 3, and even like in season 5, no excuses.
It's season 4 is after season 3, I was done.
I think season 4, I think it always had filler episodes, but I seem to remember season 4 being like half filler. Like, what the hell is this? But anyway, so we just stopped. We used to do this with Pat. I would love it if Pat would come on and consider doing one of these shows with us.
That's a good idea.
I think too, if there's anything that we're not thinking about that is gonna air, let us know, man, because I would love shows that people want to talk about as sort of a little community on a weekly basis. I'm down.
Aren't they bringing the X-Files back, or is that just
that? Yeah, I think they are. I think they're who is it that's rebooting that? Which big director? Gosh, I think is it Ryan Coogler?
Ryan Coogler, yeah.
Yeah, so if that is he talking about movie or series? Probably series.
Series reboot.
This will be like the second or third time it's come back.
Which I do want to see Sinners. I still haven't seen that. I really want to watch that.
The wife wants to go see Lilo and Stitch. God dang it, that live action. I keep telling her it's the same fucking movie. In the trailer, when you watch it, it's the same gags. Yeah. You see like the CGI Stitch licking the booger out of his nose. I'm like, they're gonna do a shot by shot remake. It's not even gonna be different. Like I mean, if she really wants to go,
tell her to wait till the baby comes to be like, yeah, we'll see plenty of these shit movies. I mean, I had to watch Minecraft last week.
The Bacula book lost in the same lock sock dimension as the Ernest Blu-ray. Yeah, dude, the lost sock dimension. Now I got you. Yeah, I know, dude, exactly. And you know what's also funny? You know what also is in that lost sock dimension? Like a million of my concert tees.
Yeah,
I,
my
I
original
and
Dawn of the Dead tee is gone.
what's so funny is there's like that Metallica Rebel shirt that I wore the fuck out of, and
Is that
like
the Flaming Skull one?
yeah, I wore it
Yeah,
all the time.
that's my favorite Metallica logo is the Flaming Skull.
No, what are you talking about? The one that goes left to right? Which one are you talking about? The one I used to wear all the time, middle school and high school. The dark orange, and it's the front facing skull. And it's got
It's
like
not front facing. It's left to right. I think.
yeah, you're talking about the one Jason Newsted wears in Cunning Stunts.
Yeah.
And it's got the sun on the back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can still buy that shirt. They've repressed that. And if you ever buy any Metallica merch, buy their stuff. I mean, even though it's pricier, buy it straight from their web store, because the material they got, it's Ace, the super soft. It's the good material. No chance you're gonna fucking get some bulky ass box tee on a Giljan.
It's not the Housecore store.
No, but no, the Metallica stuff is quality. So at least like you know what you're getting. And it's like, wait for any kind of holiday where all those websites always run a sale. It's still not cheap, but you know, it kind of brings it down to like normal prices. But anyway, and they've reissued all those class. I've thought about going and doing a re-inventorying myself and picking up some of those old shirts I used to have, get my Damage Inc. shirt back and get all these different shirts back. And I still have my Doris shirt, my Justice for All, you know, the same one Pat used to wear.
Oh yeah.
Like the purple logo, whatever. And I still have that. And the vintage one, I think, is worth a good bit of money. So I've been meaning to like list that on Depop, but that's still in great shape. But I thought about like, I need to buy like new versions that are like the new material, the new soft tees, and you know, more fitting to me now. And so I might do that. But
speaking of concerts, I did get the Jerry Cantrell ticket, so I'm excited about that. I am going to the Ghost show as well. My buddy bought me tickets for the Ghost, and then
he bought you tickets?
Yeah, floor tickets. Yeah, so
nice.
I was like, all right, because he had nobody to go with. He bought 2 tickets. He's like,
John Arndt.
Well, you just doxed him.
You've talked about him. He's come up.
Yeah, he's been on the show. Never mind.
John, no, he's not been on the show, but he used to do stuff. He had
helped us out with stuff,
reviews in the past, and his name has come up. It's not doxing him. I mean, like,
but he helped. He used to help out, but yeah, he got an extra ticket, so he said, buy me a couple beers, and I said, okay. So I'm going to that. And then I do want to go to the Mudvayne show, but tickets are like $75 for that, dude.
I would actually love to go see that. That'd be a fun time.
Yeah.
It's so funny. I almost want, because Pat, our buddy Pat, we have a chat with him. He likes to rib us in our music taste, but that's kind of how he is with everybody. And it's just all in good fun, I hope. Mm-hmm. And anyway, when he was like kind of like when he was dishing the stuff at us and our music or whatever, and living in the past, and you guys are listening to high school band, I wanted to be like, I just wanted to cap off the discussion and say, okay, have fun at that Mudvayne show that he wants to go to.
Oh yeah,
like, Pat, everybody loves nostalgia, dude. It's great, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Chad Gray of Mudvayne is not fat, like a fat piece of shit anymore. He got in shape because he was looking rough when they came back a couple years ago. He seems to be healthy now.
So what, they're just doing their full album then? Is that it, or what?
I would hope so. Well, who knows? It might be that, and some, like, usually when bands do a whole album, they'll do the whole album, and to fill out the set, they'll do like a few greatest hits from the rest of the catalog.
Gotcha.
So
I think they're touring with Static X or something.
Fun.
Yeah.
I would totally go. Like for Nostalgia Fest, I would go. I would absolutely. I love it. Party like it's 1999 again.
Yeah.
Let's see. Ghost be like, no videos, please. You've paid to see me.
I know. Yeah. Isn't that ridiculous?
They're boomers, dude. They should really get over that. And it's pretentious. It sucks. I kind of agree, but you just kind of have to roll with it, man. It's just the times.
I don't use my phone in the show anyway, but I mean,
but most people do.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's just, we're not in the era of the lighters anymore.
Yeah.
It's gone. People have phones. We're not marketing smoking to the masses as it being healthy for you. So it's like, you have less people carrying Bics, and just like women don't show their tits anymore at concerts.
Yeah.
Woodstock 99 killed that. That was the last time think about it. I was thinking about that. Like when was the last time you had the traditional rock concert where people taking off their tops and throwing bras? It was Woodstock 99.
Yeah.
And when you had all those like high profile like news talked about sexual assaults and grapes and even a couple of murders, it just kind of ruined it. It was the day the laughter died. And it just stopped. And then I remember in 2003, the first time I saw Metallica, it was funny because I think this was like the first real big tour they had been on since around that time. They did Woodstock 99. So we had a straggler. So it was the stadium, Edward Jones Dome in St. Louis. And yeah, nobody's doing the classic thing. But then like the one chick right next to me, middle-aged woman, huge fake knockers. She decided to do it, party like it's 1989 still. And she was the only one. And I was just like they're right here, dude. Like, and I'm like 16, dude. Like, oh. But that was the last time. And even you could tell she was like a straggler. She hadn't quite got the memo. Like, hey, this died a couple years ago. People don't do this, man.
Yeah, they'd rather be on OnlyFans.
Back in the
day, paid for it.
Back in the day when James Hetfield used to be on the stage and be like, "This next song is really heavy. I want you to bang your heads, your hands, your tits, whatever you got, man." Like they don't even talk like that anymore. Nobody talks like that. It would be sad if Axl Rose was like, "Show me your tits." They're not going to do that.
Well, they still do mosh pits and stuff though, like the Wall of Death and all that stuff. And
a lot of bands have stopped that.
Really?
It's a liability. It's a liability, dude. Randy Bly went to prison in Czech
because I didn't know if they stopped it
because somebody stage dived, and when people they don't really do stage diving anymore. Every now and again, you might see like a
hardcore shows.
A hardcore band will allow it because it really is part of the culture. But that was the whole story with that Lamb of God thing. Was somebody came on the stage and was stage diving, and the singer, as you do, you kind of like help him out, give him a push.
Yeah.
And he ended up hitting his head on something, jumping off the stage, and it became a legal thing. He got arrested for manslaughter or whatever.
That's ridiculous.
Anyway, and it was just totally stupid. But they don't do that anymore. Obviously, the Dimebag Darrell murder stopped that a long time ago. That's even before the Lamb of God thing. Like there was a lot of bands that stopped in 2004. Like no more stage diving. Get no more of this. And there was a point where the Wall of Death started to. It might have been in the wake of all that stuff. Like no more Wall of Death. We're not going to do. They don't play Black Label anymore. Where they used to close with that.
Oh God, that was awesome, dude. Yeah.
But it was scary. Like get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Like
you're
Braveheart.
People are like punching people in the face, and it's crazy.
It's just not. It's not fun. It's fun to watch.
It's fun to watch. Yeah.
I don't want to be in the middle of that.
I was always the last person running in. Be like, okay, you guys.
Yeah, because the Wall of Death would be the whole floor. Like, God, there's no escape. It's like get out, go try and leave, like go to the bathroom or something. But
they're not really doing any festivals like Not Fest anymore or anything like that, are they? Are they still doing that?
Just probably on a sabbatical.
Or Ozfest, of course, is not. But I mean, like metal festivals aren't as big as they used to be in like the early 2000s.
No, because I mean, you had Rockstar Energy Mayhem Fest that went defunct. That went belly. That was popular. That was kind of the successor to Ozfest. And they were kind of running concurrently, but then Ozfest kind of petered out, went away, and then Rockstar Mayhem was like the thing, and then that ended up just tanking. And now it's kind of more about the big destination festivals, like the Sonic Temple and Rock on the Range, probably Rocklahoma still. Those kind of cropped up, kind of like in Europe, but it's just even those are. Yeah, it became more or less about the traveling. We haven't had traveling fest in a long time, which sucks because the traveling festivals are great. I don't want to go to Ohio.
No.
I don't want to go. I mean, but the traveling fest, think about it, I live in Phoenix. I moved here at the wrong time. Actually, the year I moved here was the last year they had Mayhem. And I was so broke when I moved here that I just couldn't afford to go. And I was brand new to town. And it was the last year they had Mayhem, and it was considerably downscaled. You could tell the business was in trouble because they went from the headliners always being like Slipknot and Disturbed and, these bigger, not always good bands, but big bands, like stacked bills, like what Ozfest used to do. And this year, the last year they had, it was headlined by Slayer and King Diamond, which, don't get me wrong, that's awesome for me. But you know, Slayer used to be a top bill band, but with
Yeah.
Slipknot over them. So
Mhm.
it just and then they had like a lot less bands. It was just more small. Anyway, yeah, if we still had those traveling festivals, dude, they would come to Phoenix every year, and I would be all about them. I would love it. But
If they would have ever done like a metal cruise, I would have want to go on a cruise with you, dude. We can go to like
of course you were, you fucking home. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
wouldn't that be fun, dude?
Oh yeah, no,
we could
I
watch the
tell
bands, then we can go to the casino and stuff and
I
hang
tell the
out with
lady
them.
about it. I'm like, hey, they have these, you know, these concerts I drag you to sometimes. We could,
Yeah,
she's
yeah.
like, she even literally said like, oh, we should take a cruise sometime. Like, say less. You know, they had like,
Yeah.
oh, when I tainted it with like the heavy metal stuff, like, no, it's not what I had in my mind on like that. Like it is for me. Why can't we have the best of both worlds?
You
We can
can
go on
go
a
to the
cruise.
Creed cruise.
You
There you
you
go.
still have a destination. It's still a cruise, but we have live music too. No, I'd rather drink I'd rather jump overboard, dude, than go to the Creed cruise, dude. I can only imagine all the bands that are on that, like Daughtry.
You're standing there taking a leak, and you look over, and the Scott Stapp comes next to you. Man, what would you do? Would you look
Yeah,
over?
because they're all just hanging out on the boat.
Would you look
know?
over the stall?
No, I seriously would have no interest in that. And it's what's worse about it being a Creed cruise is just the bands they take with them as well, because you're getting Creed bands. Literally, I saw the Creed cruise. It's like fucking Daughtry, probably like all Our Lady Peace, bunch of like, dude, I cannot take a whole fucking cruise. It'd kill me.
Yeah.
But like 70 tons of metal cruise or whatever. Everybody's got a cruise now. I think the Headbangers Boat Cruise. Chris Jericho's got the.
I'm sure Motley Crue has a cruise.
The Kiss cruise is legendary. They always have the Kiss cruise, but yeah, those would be fun, man. I watched those people chilling in the pool, watching fucking Cannibal Corpse, dude, with drinks. They're in the pool, dude. Oh, it's fucking sweet, dude.
That'd be cool, dude. Yeah, absolutely.
I know. There's something cool about it, dude. Like
you're gambling with Rob Halford, dude, playing blackjack with him at the table, dude.
You're in the stall next to him taking a shit, and you tap his foot underneath, dude. Like, hey, I read your biography, Rob. Isn't this how you used to do it back in the day? But anyway, no, I love those videos. Are so cool. People chilling in the pool, dude, and just watching the band play on stage and just drinking Mai Tais. I think, it's awesome. Yeah. Or Dervs, dude. I like your lady or my lady. Nobody would complain about that because you know it's like what we're chilling. We're like relaxing and listening to music. They wouldn't
even need to go. I mean, they could go do whatever, and they're like, oh, Aaron and I are going to the Megadeth concert, so you guys
and just lie. And we're gone a whole weekend.
Yeah.
Gone for 3 days. It's way out of town.
It's like, you guys do the excursion. We're gonna stay on the boat with Megadeth.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I thought you meant like just say, hey, me and Todd are going to a Megadeth show. Be right back. And we're back 3 days later. We're fucking sunburnt, dude. We got fucking beach
boils on our head, dude.
Picking fucking sea life out of our fucking swim trunks. Yeah, but that stuff looks really, really sweet. It's also funny to watch people like in the pool headbanging, windmilling, dude. Like there's like some guy fucking you're just like chilling on a fucking blow up thing with a drink. I would love it. It would ruin concerts for me. Just like laying in a pool. Like, dude, I'm like, every concert I have to now has to be with a pool and kind of give me that backyard feeling. If I could just hire
or in the hot tub, dude.
Yeah, amazing.
Would be even better.
Hold on. Sorry, I think we're behind on stuff here.
Yeah.
Silhouette, thank you again, bro. He says, last time I heard a Lamb of God, they did the music for the Iron Man 2 tie-in game for PS3. Awful movie game, by the way. Yeah, and that song sucks. I think that song. I
don't even remember that song.
I think that song is called The Duke. I might be, or Hit the Wall. That song was called Hit the Wall, and it was just for the video game. Yeah.
Oh, really?
It's yeah, it's not a great Lamb of God song, but it came from like their peak era. But you could tell, yeah, Iron Man 2 when that came out, that was like peak Lamb of God era. But they clearly gave them a B-side that like this wasn't good enough to be on it. This is like the Dracula 2000 track. You can have this one.
Yeah.
My sister almost got injured in a mosh pit at the last Warped Tour. Her first ex-boyfriend saved her right away. Yeah, Tom. Yeah, that stuff is I've had in my early days, I had a couple of experiences like that where it's a little overwhelming if you don't know what to expect. Like that show we went to at the Ranch Bowl we keep talking about. I had never been to a show, so I didn't really know, and there wasn't really anywhere to like escape in a place like the Ranch Bowl because that floor was packed and it's just usually you got to know where to go. You can kind of predict, like, okay, I think this band will have a couple of pits break out at least. They're going to be here, here, and here. You start to know it, but
I got a bad concussion at the Lamb of God show, and a guy headbutted me. In
which
the
one was
mosh pit.
that? The one in Lincoln?
No, it was at the Sokol.
Oh,
You
Sokol.
weren't at it. This was
Was
this
it?
is
Well,
a Sacrament tour.
was this with Slipknot headlining?
No, this was just them. This was Sacrament.
I
tour.
went with you to the Sacrament tour. We went and maybe it was a Sokol. We went to a show where it was Lamb of God, Machine Head, Trivium, and Gojira. I came to town on a Greyhound bus to go to that.
Maybe that was it.
And that was Sacrament. That was the 2006 era Sacrament.
2005 or 6, but
Sacrament came out in 2006, so it's not 5.
For 2 weeks, dude. Like I went to the doctor because my brain was all fucked up.
But yeah,
And
man,
I was hammered at the time, so I'm surprised that I woke up the next day.
That was peak concert time for me because that's when I was having the most fun going to shows.
Yeah.
I felt like not old and I could take it. Like I didn't feel beat up the next day back in those days. Now it's like I go anywhere and I stand isolated in any one spot for an hour or two. I feel like I got hit by a truck the next day.
Yeah.
And it's funny because it's not that if I'm walking, that's fine. I can go out and walk 10 miles right now and I'm going to feel fine. But there's something about standing and not moving. It just something settles in your body about being old and your joints. I don't know what it is, dude. Your back hurts.
Space, the noise, everything. Just, yeah.
Not the noise. I still love the noise and the concerts and they're getting expensive as Todd pointed out. So we have Jerry Cantrell. I don't think I'm going to be able to squeeze that one in. I just saw him last year, or a couple years ago anyway. And that's going to be like within a couple of weeks after our due date. So I'm already getting to go to Pantera. I'm not going to push that one. But we'll see. I'll play it by ear. Like if she's like a really easy kid, it might just be one of those things where I get a wild hair and be like, just go see if I can get a spare ticket and just go by myself,
Yeah.
So maybe, but I'll play it by ear. And then Pantera, of course, is definitely happening. I've already got those tickets. Todd's got the invite to come down if it works out. Otherwise, I'm going to be like your friend and be like, can anybody want a ticket? Which I have no friends out here that like that stuff.
Well, same with me. I mean, I bought 2 tickets at Jerry's show, but nobody,
dude, you could pay your buddy John back. Jerry,
he doesn't want to go to Jerry.
I'd rather see Jerry than Ghosts. But
me too.
I saw Jerry a couple years ago. Like I said, it's on the it was technically on the last album because he put 2 solo albums out really back to back. But it was just a couple years ago. Awesome show. It was way better than times I've seen Alice. To be honest,
especially a theater show, dude. I mean, that thing's gonna be tiny, dude.
Oh yeah. Like you're talking
sound amazing.
1,000 to 1,500 people.
Yeah.
And his band's incredible, and you get a full set. And like I said, you get to hear stuff off his solo records you never get to hear, and you get they play a couple of Alice staples, but they've been playing a couple of deep cuts too, and they'll interchange them out. So.
Really, I want to say he's playing with Filter.
Filter's the opener.
Yeah.
You want to take my picture?
Well, didn't Filter do Hey Man, Nice Shot?
Yeah. And that's Robert Patrick's brother. So you can ask him, what it's like.
Really? Oh yeah. Okay.
Richard Patrick is Robert Patrick's brother.
Okay. I never put
when you watch when you watch the featurettes of the making of T2, you'll see that Robert Patrick he's always been like a biker type, but he's got 9-inch Nails merch and patches on him. And that's because Richard Patrick was in 9-inch Nails before Filter. So he was supporting his brother, even like talking about T2 and shit. And because he didn't play on the Pretty Hate Machine because it's pretty much a Trent Reznor project, but he was in the touring band for Pretty Hate Machine. And which is, I've never been a big 9-inch Nails guy. Pretty Hate Machine is a perfect 10 though. I love Pretty Hate Machine. They pretty much were never the same band after that first record, but man, that first album smokes.
Yeah, I'm at the point of my life where arena shows are fine, but I'd rather go like the smaller theaters, the clubs. Man, it's a lot more intimate. It's fun.
It's fun, but the clubs you don't get seats. Todd, we're old.
I don't care. I don't care.
You don't care?
No, I'll hang out at the bar until they start. Yeah,
if you can get a spot at the bar. It just doesn't matter. But anyway, theaters sound the best.
Mhm.
theaters sound the best. They're made for shows.
Yeah.
Unlike, a baseball arena isn't made for live music
Yeah.
necessarily. So, I mean, stuff like that can sound cool or whatever, but it's not really. But a theater, theaters are designed. Think about it. When you think about a theater, there's not a bad seat in the house.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the way they're designed. Like the tiers are stacked. Everybody's got a great view of the stage. Nothing's obstructed. It's just nothing like it. And so I love the theaters here, and I really want to go see Dream Theater again. I'll leave that one. I'm trying to decide if I want to do that, because again, I don't have friends out here that like this stuff. So
Yeah.
like, unless Eva goes with me, and she's had to bail on a couple of them that she said she would go, and I'm like, how many times I've given like my buddy, like, hey, I know you probably don't like this shit, but do you want to get out of the house and away from your kids for a few hours? You want a free ticket? And I've dragged like a buddy that I
The
go
only
like,
problem with that is if they like bitch about like, oh, we want to leave or something like that, or riding
oh
with
no,
them.
no,
Or,
no, no. My buddy, I got a buddy Brian. He's always down. He's never like that. But he's always like game to like, oh, I can get out of the house for a few hours, go drink some beer, because I don't think he doesn't smoke or drink in his house. He doesn't keep that stuff. But
oh yeah,
he's my Vegas buddy. Whenever we've gone to Vegas, whenever I pick him up or whatever, the first thing is stop by a gas station, because he buys a whole fucking carton of smokes, and he's chain smoking all weekend because he knows, he doesn't smoke normally.
yeah, you can't at home,
And so it's almost worth it just to get away for the while and just be able to drink beers and get away from
absolutely.
the family. So, but it's going to start at a point. It's like I'm dating the guy, because like, how many free tickets have I given him? And you always feel weird because it's like they're not into it, and it's like, man, I really wish you were into this. Then it would be. But I don't have any friends that are like super into it. I don't have any concert buddies, man.
Well, I could take my son, but that's the thing. Like I mean, he's not really into that sort of music yet, and I don't know if he's like, I don't know if I can be fully engaged in the actual concert. That makes sense.
Yeah,
I mean, he's 8, but I mean, still, it's like, if he was into that music, I'd be like, okay, we're going, that sort of. But
yeah, no, maybe.
I don't want to be like, oh, I want to leave, because that's just gonna kill the mood for me.
Oh, believe me, I deal that with the wife sometimes.
Yeah.
No, she's a trooper. She doesn't ever like want to leave, but if she
Yeah.
really doesn't want to be somewhere, she'll make it known.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And it kills the vibe. If she's
Yeah.
like grown or whatever, like, come on, man. Like, what? Like, you could just say no, don't come. She's like, well, I want to go. I want to hang out. I'm like, well, then, you know what I mean? I get it. I like the sentiment of it. Like, well, I'll spend time with you. I'll go, but don't come here and then be miserable. Like
Yeah.
But she really is a trooper. I'm kind of giving her our time. Like, more often than not, she's great. But yeah, it's like I would love to go with someone who really appreciates most of it.
Absolutely.
And I've converted her on some of it. She likes Pantera. She had a great time seeing Pantera Metallica. She's like, oh, it was a lot of fun. And she wants.
Well, same with my wife. She loved Metallica show. We went with you.
That Lincoln one. That Lincoln one. Yeah, no, she's enjoyed going to see Metallica, and like I said, that most recent one we're on the current tour in Phoenix at the Cardinal Stadium in the round.
Yeah.
I mean, that whole stage, that whole production is the biggest they've ever had. It was a great time. Like, I've told people, it's like, you don't have to even like the band to have a good time at these.
They're the best shows.
But the production is just so insane. And even if you're like a big fan or not, the songs. They're going to play songs you've heard before, and everybody is just like, we got 80,000 people like fucking singing. It doesn't matter what it is. Yeah. I've gone to like shows that she was into music that were pop, and I kind of feed on people's enjoyment. Like, it doesn't, even if I don't like, it's not my thing. There's something about those environments that are just a lot of fun. And she likes classic rock. We went and saw Kiss, and we went and saw Rolling Stones, and she really enjoyed those. But we saw who did we go see? Oh, she actually really liked Meshuggah.
Oh, really?
Which you're shocked. It's like Meshuggah, the most noise of all the bands.
Yeah.
And but she actually had a good time because it's just like it's like you need to be dropping acid, because they're almost like the extreme Tool with their light show. It's just crazy visuals and shit like that, and it's just something to behold. And we went a couple years ago, maybe 2 or 3 years ago, and she had a good time. And it was at this theater where I saw Jerry. So like 1,000+ people, or what, 1,500, and she wanted to go see him again. I wasn't gonna twist her arm. I was like, oh, they're coming back, and that's when they came with Cannibal Corpse and Carcass a few weeks back, and they were playing a bigger place, and I was like, I don't want to make you go again. She's like, I want to go. I liked Meshuggah. I'm like, buh, buh. And so we went and saw that, and and when I took her to see Dream Theater, which by the way, what is it? Silhouette said I love Dream Theater, Metropolis Part 1. Absolutely, dude. I'm a big fan. I thought she would like Dream Theater because she's kind of getting converted. Like, well, Dream Theater's got a lot of melody.
Yeah.
But no, she's like passed out. She's like, it was too boring. She says, I don't know. I think I prefer the heavier stuff. And I'm like, a woman after my own heart. I like that. But I'm just saying, like, I Dream Theater is kind of my number 2. But anyway, but she would rather go see Meshuggah and Cannibal Corpse. It's like you can't really predict it. You think you know, like, oh, you're gonna like that. Oh, you don't like this. Okay.
So I might just sell the other Jerry ticket then and use it for an Uber, the money, and just
if you can sell it. If you can.
Oh, it's a GA. It's just a GA floor. Yeah, I could sell it
if it sells out, and you can. Yeah.
But it was cheap. It was cheaper than buying it today. So I bought the pre-sale, and the pre-sale was like $20 cheaper.
Yeah, because it's like it's not in the aftermarket.
Yeah.
But hey, sorry, I gotta get caught up on these. Yeah, thanks again. Revival House meetup at Corey Feldman concert.
I've already seen him, man.
I've told Todd I'll only go see Corey if I was with him. Like, I'm not going on my way to see Corey. Corey did a signing with
John. Yeah.
Corey did a signing. He at a Harkins Theater screening of the Goonies like some years back. And I'm like, I'm not driving an hour across the city to go meet Corey Feldman. That's all right. I didn't even drive. Remember a couple years back, they had Edward Furlong and the guy who plays Trip, in Detroit Rock City, right?
Yeah.
And Cabin Fever, that guy. They were doing an appearance at a comic book store, a signing.
Yeah.
And this is when I just got my Pet Cemetery 2 Mondo sound. I'm like, oh, it'd be great to get that signed.
Mm-hmm.
But it was in Mesa. And I'm like, why fucking Mesa? I like, I live on the exact polar opposite.
Yeah, that's the college town, ain't it? Mesa?
Yeah, it's like, dude, but it's like, dude, now I don't want to drive an hour across the city. I'm sorry, I just don't. It's like, come closer.
Yeah,
it's just. But if you lived here, yeah, I'd
absolutely.
I'd be a lot more adventurous. But part of it is
no, I totally get it, man. The older
part
I get,
of it's like, I gotta go by myself. It's not worth it. There's no one to hype you up and get you excited to. It's like, oh, you mean I got to go do that thing? I got to drive out there alone, and then I got to have the experience alone. I got to stand in line and not talk to somebody equally excited. It's not really.
The last concert I actually loved, even going alone. I drove down to Lincoln. I saw Opeth. I thought even being alone, that was an amazing show.
Yeah, they were fantastic. We have so many cool venues down here. Like, I wish you could check out all of them, because when I saw Opeth, they have this place called the Van Buren in downtown Phoenix, and I'll go see shows. Glendale, no problem, that's close. Downtown Phoenix shows, that's not too bad. It's when they're in fucking Mesa and Tempe and Chandler. It's like, God, dude, now we're just. It's kind of far. It wouldn't be a big deal if I lived central. Like, when I first moved out here, I lived in central Phoenix. Then I was kind of like equally close everywhere. I was, like what, 20 minutes to Scottsdale, 20 minutes to Tempe, 20 minutes downtown Phoenix, 25. Yeah, it was great. But now it's just, but yeah, pretty much half the shows go across the valley. I'd say half of them are downtown Phoenix. So it's kind of a wash. But luckily, Pantera is going to be at the amphitheater, which is Glendale, which is really close. Those are always great, dude. I'm like, thank God. Like, I would be more inclined to, like, if I have to, I'm gonna go see Pantera alone. Like, that one's not going to bother me so much. Like, oh, it's on this side of the city. It's not that big of I don't even have to get on the fucking interstate to get there. It's like, well, yeah, it's like super. It's like 6 exits on the freeway, dude, and then like another like 5 minutes off that. It's nothing. I could sleep on that drive on the way home. I don't even get grumpy when I'm trying to leave with all the traffic, because I know the drive isn't that bad. But I hate being exhausted on the way home. I hate having a long night and being exhausted and having to drive fucking an hour across at night. I'm getting old. I hate it. I don't want to drive at night, dude. Especially, it's like I have no one to keep me awake, dude. I don't like it.
No, I'm the same way driving at night. And I would come down to the Pantera show. I mean, I don't have a job right now, so I got laid off. But that's the main reason why I'm not gonna. I really can't justify coming down, spending the money on a plane ticket. But
Yeah. Hey, really quick, we'll get to this. Sorry, did we talk about the Rambo prequel yet? No, we're gonna get there in a second. I promise. We just kind of started riffing.
Yeah.
We'll cap it off. Well, I know. Okay, so Todd's talking about it, so it's cool to talk about it. But couple of life updates. Todd just celebrated a birthday, so Todd
Yep.
just turned the big 4-0. Everybody give Todd a round of applause, right? Wish him happy birthday. And for his birthday, his job laid him off. So
Yep.
everybody get which is terrible, which is shit.
Okay,
but-
a week. So I got had my birthday. A week later, I got a laid off. The same day, I paid the government a shit ton of money for my taxes. So it was just a terrible month. April was horrible, man.
But when I'm talking about, yeah, there's no pressure or nothing like that. But like, because originally, you know, we wanted you guys to come out here before when you had your job. Your wife was like, "Oh, air traffic control. I don't want to fly anywhere." That was the thing. But anyway, I flew to Japan and back, and I didn't die. So I don't think you can live your life like that. But it's an open-ended ticket if you want to go see Pantera. If you happen to rebound, you find a job. You know, it's
when's the show? Is it September? You said?
No, I think it's later August. So it's like a
Okay.
few months away. So it just
Okay.
depends. Like if you land on your feet, whatever, and you get going. I'm just saying, if you want to do a quick pop in for a couple days, day and a half, whatever, just come. The ticket's yours. I'm probably not gonna I'm not gonna make any plans with it. Like literally, if the day of the show comes, I'll probably call up like my brother or somebody or my
Yeah.
friend and be like, "Hey, you want a free ticket? Come to whatever." I always eat my extra tickets these days.
Yeah. Yeah. And no, I totally get it, man. Yeah.
So if you just want to let me know, it'll be there. I won't be giving those invites until like the fucking night before a show, man. So, anywho, let me see. Let's get caught up here. Sorry. Yeah. We kind of went off on the beat. You know what's so funny? We're going to talk about Rambo, but I didn't even talk about my thing I found. I got sidetracked. Remember I was talking about, I found one more thing, buddy. And then then you said, "Oh, is it a notebook?" I'm like, "No." And then we just went off the fucking beaten path.
Well, when you want to go through the chat, let me know because I'm gonna pee real quick before we get into Rambo.
Go pee really quick, and I'll get caught up in the chat here.
Right.
Mendoza, we didn't say hi to you. I'm so sorry, brother. Kiss Cruise, yeah. I've gotten a dick or two in the stalls. This shocks me about this much, but we love you the same. You should read Rob Halford's biography, man. I hear it's really, really quite candid about his lifestyle back in the day and the cruising scene and the leather biker clubs and stuff. Silhouette, I sent one before oh, I'm sorry. Did I miss another one? Oh shit. I'm so sorry, dude. Yeah. Ever saw Puddle of Mud's cover of a battered girl? Yeah, dude, that thing went viral. I almost felt embarrassed. I'm like watching it on YouTube, and I just feel so embarrassed for that guy because he was struggling, and I'm like, man, why don't you tune down or something? But yeah, that guy has just been, what's his name? Wes Scantlin, that's his name. That guy has been in and out of jail, and his life just went to trash about 20 years ago, and he hasn't recovered. He's just kind of a train wreck. Let's see here. I'm surprised that AC/DC didn't buy out the Iron Man 2 game soundtrack. I'm not, because I don't, licensed games just typically aren't that big. They're just kind of filler. I could see why they wouldn't want to fork over the dough, because the AC/DC licenses are not cheap, and I don't think it's worth paying it for the amount of copies they plan on selling of a licensed video game. The juice probably wasn't worth the squeeze on that. Yeah, too expensive. Exactly. I think they couldn't even get RDJ to voice Tony in that game. Yeah, they're not going to do that. Exactly. Yeah, it's true. But that used to be like a low standard for a movie star, but it's just, at times are changing now. Like celebrities are doing commercials, and they never used to do that stuff. And more and more celebrities are not just voicing video games; they're starring in video games. Like they're using their likeness and stuff like that. And I remember when they had was it Apocalypse, that Bruce Willis game on PlayStation that literally predicted the future, or starring Bruce Willis. and it was like a PS1 graphics, dude. It looked nothing like him. You think you're gonna do more?
Oh
gaming?
yeah, I'm looking at the cover right now. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Apocalypse.
And they couldn't
Oh,
even get his license for the Die Hard
it's an
games.
Activision game. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you couldn't even get Bruce Willis to do the Die Hard games, and well, they might not have offered to pay him. But that was ahead of its time. Like a
Yeah.
celebrity endorsing and starring as a character in a game back when you couldn't even really tell it was him. I bet you if you got real close up in the game, it was like a 2D image like plastered on a flat fucking polygon, like they used to do like at WWF Warzone.
Yeah.
Like those stretched out faces, dude.
But they did have the Def Jam games, remember?
Yeah.
Def Jam Vendetta, 50 Cent games, and they had a lot of those.
Yeah. I remember Jonathan Davis was once going to produce a like a fighting game starring nu metal's biggest and brightest, because nu metal was all the rage, and it was going to be called what was it called? Oh, I just had it on the tip of my tongue. Not like Battle Stars, Battle Scars. It was some kind of play on words with like stars, but scars. I can't remember it. But yeah, it was going to be like a fighting game. And he was getting fucking that fucker Jay from Orgy in it. He was getting Fred Durst. And I'm like,
well, Fred Durst was in WWE SmackDown.
He was also in a Def Jam game. I think he was in one of those Def Jam games. He was in the Fight Club video game.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
He was a hidden character, unlockable character in the Fight Club game. I've seen the Fight Club about 28 times or whatever he says. But no, they were going to have because Jonathan Davis is really big into video games and still is. But that's how mainstream nu metal was.
Oh,
where like they were going to make a nu metal fighting video game.
Well, they did all the songs, a lot of them in the games. So,
but that would have been, and it's for some reason it didn't come to fruition. It actually didn't make it to the goalpost. Do I want to do more gaming stuff? Yeah, I really, really do want to do more gaming stuff. The problem is it's a time thing. Like Todd and I are limited on time, and we want to do these twice a week for you guys. And even, now we're doing the member commentaries, which are, they take up every couple of weeks. I just don't really think we can really sacrifice any more slots to go to. I mean, do I want to do it? Can we do that every now and a blue moon? Yeah, I would love to. I was thinking about doing it whenever that Terminator 2 game comes out, that retro T2 game. If you guys have seen that, I can't remember what it's called. What's it called? You got share it.
Terminator.
I can't see anything.
Oh, I was just gonna play this real quick.
Oh my gosh. Why is his neck so big, dude?
I don't know. It's hysterical, though.
It's literally just like
my profile picture, dude.
They
Crossbreaker.
I sent you.
Move.
I sent you that. We don't want to get flagged for this.
Oh
footage.
shit!
Get rid of it. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. Yeah, it's like fucking Vince McMahon, dude. He's gonna come for us. That might be enough to flag us, but we'll see.
Wait. Okay. Oh man, this is funny.
Don't let it last more than 10 seconds, please.
Okay, I won't.
You can share it, but just like make sure you take it down after 10. But don't let it go 10 seconds. I sent Todd. Hold on.
Watch this real quick.
All right. Oh yeah, the rolling. Because it's
man.
He was Undertaker's theme song at WrestleMania that year. He's doing the rolling dance. Okay, cut it. Yeah, no, that's classic. No, I sent Todd because Todd's really into nostalgia big time, and somebody has a YouTube channel where they upload like remastered high def old concerts, and somebody did the Limp Bizkit Pink Pop Festival in HD, totally pro audio, and it's from 1997. Like it was actually before $3 bill came out. Yeah, and I sent you that screenshot. He he bends over and opens up his brown eye, dude. And they get
that's the shot. Yeah. Oh god, that's
sick, in the concert. He opens up his butthole. It's like, and the camera's like zooming in on it. Like, what the fuck, dude? The 90s were a different time, man.
Oh man, yeah.
I remember when I saw Black Sabbath for the first time in 2004. I was I had a spot in the seats, which are not too bad, not in the yard, not in the lawn, but I had a buddy that got upgraded to the GA pit, and so he was being really cool. And because you had like a bat, you could enter and leave and come out. He was coming in and giving it to us to take turns Like take the
Oh.
badge and like go watch the GA for a couple of songs and come back and give it back.
That's
whatever.
cool.
Yeah, and then I got the last. I went down there and fucking Ozzy's like doing his thing. This is 2004, and then he bends over, pulls his pants down, and he spreads open his asshole. Like, God dang it, dude!
Oh my god!
I'm like, and this is 2004 Ozzy, so this is.
He's pretty old.
He's still in his 50s.
Yeah.
And I'm like, God, dude, I could give you a fucking prostate check right now or colonoscopy. Golly, man. I've seen too many rock star buttholes, dude. It's unfortunate. Anyways, like Sharon's got to lick that thing. God. Anyway, so let's get caught up with comments. I'm so sorry. River, give your kid Kmart censored version of Tool or Metallica or something at the Kmart censored CDs. Oh, we all got duped by the Kmart censored CDs back in the day.
Absolutely.
Everybody, it's a rite of passage.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know, my dad got pissed off. You learn the hard way, and then they don't accept returns when you open.
It's crazy they spend extra money for the censored versions.
Were they more?
Or they for Kmart or for those companies? Yes.
Oh yeah. Well, they just gotta add bleeps and produce some disc. Yeah, maybe. I don't know how much it really. Sorry, dude. I'm getting mixed up. Did we get all your super chats? Yeah, I think we did. Corey Feldman was the last one. I'm getting caught up here, brother. Let's see here. Brought up. Oh, the Puddle of Mud one. Rambo prequel. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to finally mention this. Then we're going to talk about Rambo.
Let's see that
because this has like been quite a detour. Anyway, so going through the archives, Todd and I famously talked about the film we did with Lush. Lush was a part of the show when it first was conceived in the first couple of years, way back in the day. And, you know, we were supporting him and he wanted to make a film and he had an idea. Wasn't even really so much I don't recall it being like a full script. It was just like he had it like written on a couple of pages of loose leaf paper. It was like a general synopsis. And, you know, it's not that it was like life changing or anything like that, but he was in a rough situation at the time. He was having some family issues. You might remember like with his, you know, siblings. Remember?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I wanted to be supportive. I'm like, dude, you should do it. Or we should help you. We can help you. Why don't you make a movie? And, you know, so we got the ball rolling. He wrote a script, which the script's right here, by the way. And I found it. I found my copy of the script and I found my notes from the casting. So I'm relocated back down to where they were for a handful of months. I don't really remember how long it was. And we did the casting. We rented out like a convention room or wherever it was. I don't remember where it was.
That was
a barn, right? I don't remember where it was.
Berry farm or something. It was
okay. Yeah. And then we had a whole like, you know, got to do the casting. And it was kind of awkward because it's not the way.
It was pouring rain that day. I remember that. So everybody came in like soaking wet. It's not how
I would do casting now, or I don't think a lot of people do casting like it this way. But you know, now people have, especially in the times of the plague a few years ago, everybody got used to doing tapes and sending in. I know it's ideal to like be in person, but everybody just does tapes now and audition tapes and, you know, Zoom calls and stuff like that. If you can meet, great. If not, but we actually rented this building and we put the call out. We put stuff online. We
put flyers up and went downtown.
Todd and I went on foot downtown, going into shops and stuff like that.
Comic book stores.
We hang these flyers up, and you know, we had a decent turnout. And we went to this place, and people showed up, lined up, pouring rain, like Todd said. And you know, we were in this like American Idol room where we'd be like, okay, let the next one in. Like, did we have like a little let the next guy in?
Yeah.
And they would come in. It would be just like one person, just like American Idol, and audition, and they would read for whatever roles. And these are all my notes about like some of the people that we saw. Like, oh,
okay, I want to hear some of these.
So I've got like Hobo 1, Hobo 2, lead, tech, minor, and then I would talk about like second hobo, the front runner, Indiana Jones. This is this guy that we ended up later getting his name, but we called him Indiana Jones because we found him at a comic book store. He was dressed as Indiana Jones with whip and everything. Like, oh, so we just always called him Indiana.
Yeah.
Hold on. Oh, you feel a bad crap arising, dude. Oh, you got to take a dump, dude. It happens.
Yeah.
If you want to come back, we might be on, man. Sorry. I feel you. It's so funny. Here's my note though. this is the best. I wrote down the best. Indiana Jones, innocent/innocence to his face. Seems like, I just like notes, and like this one guy. Oh, this is Mikey. Remember the guy Mikey? You
Yeah,
got
yeah.
the other.
Remember him.
My notes for him was, well, he definitely lives the part. He is a redneck, potentially. It's like potentially really a serial killer. It's like, I mean, these are really funny. And let's see.
What about Joe? Did you do Joe in there?
Yeah, 8. I put Joe. It's a no for me, dog. Pass. That's what I put. Joe. And he ended up getting the role when we quit. Again.
Oh, what about the
Look.
female leads or the?
Look at. Let's see here.
I don't even remember who they were, but
the female is the only ones that I have blank. So I don't know if I just fucking said they all sucked or what. I don't know. But anyway, look at this script. This is how innocent everybody was. So here's the script. Now, I don't know if you guys know much about script formatting. I certainly know a lot more about it than I did back then, so I wasn't exactly calling it out. But look at these pages, dude.
Mm-hmm.
This is like fucking 35 size font, and there's like 2 lines of dialogue on each page. It's like, why is this script 40 pages long? The film is like 8 minutes. It's just absolutely insane. Like, look at that, dude.
Yeah, they back in the day when I was in college, like the mid 2000s, they had that script writing software. Like everybody was using.
Final Draft is the big one.
Yeah, Final Draft, yeah.
Or Celtex.
Final Draft. Is everybody still using that?
Yeah, that's the industry standard.
Oh, okay.
That's what I use.
Okay.
Yeah, so Celtex is also popular. Celtex has like free versions, so people still use Celtex, but Final Draft is the industry standard. It's what all the industry people use. It costs money, but I bought it years ago, and probably spent like, I don't remember how much I spent on it, hundreds of dollars. It was
that's crazy for that software.
I think the idea is like, for people that are using that software, a lot of them are like doing it for a living. So it's like, hey, you're going to give us some money, bitch, because we're giving you the software. And it's really cool. Like, it's got like great share. You could get by on basic, you can get by on Celtex, but this does a lot of the work for you. It really is.
Well, now you can just use AI and that can do the work for you,
I guess. But the software is great. It's even got, it'll read it for you, and the AI, it does have AI voices, and the AI voices. So like when you read something, you could assign character voices, AI voices, and sit back and hear how people act out the script. It's pretty cool, and then, and I get an update like every 3 years. I don't get every update, but every 3 or 4 years I just got a new one finally. You pay a little bit of money. It's fine. But anyway, I thought that was pretty funny. But so let's go ahead and get into Rambo.
John Rambo,
which is bullshit, because that's what Rambo should have been called.
I know,
Rambo 4, and I think it's really lame. I thought the fact that the director's cut, you watch that on Rambo 4, it says John Rambo, which sometimes I still like to think is the title, because it's like, well, but
that's what he originally wanted, right? Stallone.
Oh, I don't know. It matches Rocky Balboa, because it's like Rocky Balboa came out. It's like fitting. Then have John Rambo come out.
That pisses me off too, man.
And then and then they call it Rambo. I'm like, whatever. And then they had a missed opportunity. Last Blood's kind of a cool name too, I guess. Even though Last Blood sucks, I'm convinced I just don't like that movie. The more I watch it,
it's just not great. The rewatch value isn't there. Like
it's just not good. It's not, okay, maybe it doesn't suck, but it's not good. It's got more cringe than anything. There's some cool stuff about it, but overall, it's just like, why do we make this? And it really is a crime that he just does. I know the hair. He looks like Stallone in every other movie now, where he doesn't have the Rambo look, and I get it. He's back. He's back civilized. He's on a farm, so it would make sense that he's not wearing a fucking potato sack anymore. He's gonna wear a farm clothes. He's gonna wear a ranch clothes. He's gonna wear a flannel. That's fine. Short hair, sure, I get it. I could see why he would like, but it just didn't feel like Rambo. It just didn't feel, and the setting didn't help. I don't know. But I can buy all that because it's like, okay, Rambo comes back to society. Great. He would clean up a little bit. Makes sense. Okay. It doesn't feel like the setting. I'm used to Rambo in the jungle. Okay. But if he came home, makes sense. Rambo not in the jungle anymore. This is what Rambo would be like if he was in a border Arizona town. But the support characters all suck, dude. His niece sucks. That fucking old abuela chick sucks. I really
the supporting cast was terrible.
The friend.
I like how cheesy that is, dude.
It's so bad. Like,
it's
dude,
cringe, but it's fun.
Like,
dude.
You're literally a Latin woman.
Yeah.
Why are you? She's acting like how a white person would think a chola acts.
Yeah,
it's just so bad. And the script's just not good.
No, it's not good. I mean,
it's just not good.
Home Alone.
And then
script,
everything falls flat when he like gets his which all that stuff with him getting his like daughter or his niece or whatever back from the cartel, all that stuff is fun. I kind of feel like that should have been the whole movie.
Yeah,
I get it. It's fun when they come back and they follow him back to his ranch and he sets the traps. That stuff is fun. And he's playing like what, Creedence Clearwater or whatever he's playing. And I mean, that stuff's kind of fun, but I kind of feel like they should have just focused on the extraction. Like, that is the meteor story. Him spending more because he's in and out of Mexico. It's done. In, out, done. I feel like that should have been the movie. He should have went and base it on the border in fucking Mexico, the whole movie. And I want to spend an hour and a half with him in this fucking giant cartel compound. That's cool, right?
Yeah. It definitely missed its mark. I mean, it's not the worst. It's not the worst though. I mean,
and when he's bringing her back across the border, wake up.
That's pretty bad.
And when she dies, and he just goes. Oh, he just puts his head like on the steering wheel. It's like it seems so fake, dude. It's like I wish he can't cry. It just I don't know. The emotional pulse of that scene, what it's supposed to do for you. First of all, you don't give a shit because you don't give a shit about her because she's terrible.
Yeah.
It's just and
she didn't listen to him.
And it's like, well, you kind of get what you got coming. I mean, and now they don't. And you don't get enough time with her. They think that opening scene with her bonding with Rambo, like, hey, can I throw a party? Ha, okay, great. Now we love him. Oh, she's great. We're gonna feel it when she dies. It takes more than that. Now in the director's cut, you do get more scenes of her.
It doesn't matter though.
It doesn't add. That director's cut, it's like those scenes are shit, dude. Yeah. You get like another scene of him talking to the old lady at the table. Like, this is it gives you more backstory on like why John sort of adopted her, it doesn't add anything. And
it's not, I mean, and coming after John Rambo, Rambo 4, I mean, that doesn't help it either.
No, that was the perfect ending. Perfect ending. And him arriving home, perfect ending. Because the first movie started with him coming back to America, not being accepted. And then him coming back full circle, coming back home and going to his farm, is the ranch. It's just absolutely perfect ending and bringing back the original theme. Him doing that long walk up the road. I watched the credits the whole way through.
I do too. Yeah,
him just getting smaller and smaller and smaller.
And see if anything happens. Yeah.
And every time I watch that, I can't help but think, I wonder what Rambo was thinking. Like, what was Stallone thinking when he was filming this scene? Like, I'm fucking done. Because it's not like he has to stay in character because it's like he knows they're like far away. We just need to watch you walk.
I always want to see if his dad would pop out or whatever, or somebody
like Lee Majors or somebody. I don't know who to play his dad, but Alan Alda.
That'd be cool.
Son, you went to Nam, I went to Korea.
Mm-hmm.
No, but anyway, I wish I could be a script doctor. I would love like Stallone. Can I read the script? Like the whatever's ready to film. Can I take a pass at this?
But I mean, Stallone needed some cash. He was coming off of what movie was that? Was the Arnold, which was fun. Escape Land. Yeah, well, that was fun.
That was quite a few years before this, Todd. Escape Land was 2014.
This was what, 2016, 2017.
No, this is This is during the demic.
Oh, it was
Yeah, I mean, I've been with my wife for 6 years,
2019.
or right
Okay.
before the pandemic. Okay,
Yeah.
but so yeah, it was a good like 4 years after Escape Plan. But anyway, if I had my way, I would be like, look, I think the story here, because when they were pitching that movie, or when I was reading about it, like, oh, Rambo is going to
Versus the
take on the,
cartel.
like,
Yeah.
oh my god, like he's got to go get some, like, perfect. That's all I want out of a Rambo movie. And he give him a mission. He's got a mission: get this person, get that person, and behind enemy lines. And the cartel, hell yeah, it was topical, and it was a place we'd never seen Rambo. I was excited, and I just don't think the movie lived up to the potential of that. And
No, it didn't.
if I had it my way, the only time we would see the fucking ranch is that beginning scene. And then as soon as she's out, goes to Mexico, boom, that's our movie. Him on this like kamikaze mission going to Mexico. And they should have spent, because that's the best part of the movie, is when he's in that compound, like taking people out, and it's so cool. And I wanted more of that, and it just goes by too fast. And I think
there's a lot of people that like it, man. I mean, it's the fans gave it an 81% of Rotten Tomatoes. So there's some fans of this film.
It has a good impression when you first see it, because like, he throws the head out the window, like, ooh, because it's not nearly as violent as the fourth one, as far as like squibs flying everywhere, but this was more visceral, like the head, and the knife kills, like it's almost like a slasher movie, and him ripping the heart out. So the gore, it's a gorier movie than the 4, because 4 is just like I said, squibs everywhere, and it's bombastic. It's almost, you become numb to the violence because it's just fucking everywhere.
It's the worst of the franchise, that's for sure.
What, 5?
Yes,
5. It's the worst of the franchise.
Yeah.
I mean, I like anything with Stallone. I can watch it. It just kind of hurts that it's a little bit of a sour note. Like, God, why did this have to be the last Rambo? Because it doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't bother me as much, because I mean, Stallone was in it. He had he was behind it. So
Rambo's daughter getting raped to death was too dark. Was that in the director's cut? How much did they show in the theatrical? I seem to remember it being a little bit more implied in the theatrical, and them showing more.
I don't remember.
But yeah, I just look. That's a very real thing. I just feel if they would have spent more time and kept the film grounded at the compound and the cartel, like that's your movie, then by the time we get to a natural point where his niece died, we probably would have felt something, because at that point we would have spent like an hour and a half with her. It would have been more focused on rescuing in her. Instead, she like fucking dies right in the middle, and like within 5 minutes, and now it becomes all about him going back in the last act and setting up the traps and luring him out. I just think they could have done it so much better, and it's just a big bummer. It just that was the director's cut.
Well,
it was rough.
It was the first. Well, I mean, Stallone didn't direct this one, so this was right.
Who directed this one?
This one was Adrian Grunberg.
Okay, Adrian Grunberg. He directed Get the Gringo.
Get the Gringo, yeah.
Which Get the Gringo is another movie set in Mexico.
Man on Fire, I think. Right.
Get the Gringo is a fun movie. Have you seen that Mel Gibson movie?
Yes, I saw that. Yeah,
real fun. And when I saw that guy was directing this, I'm like, hey man, that's cool. And it's like, oh, it's not as good as Get the Gringo. But anyway, yeah. So he's saying that was the director's cut. Yeah, I seem to remember, because she was all getting doped up, and I remember her looking just like doped up and lifeless, just that stuff's just too much. And if you're gonna do that heinous shit, you want a big payoff, and I just don't think it works. I think she died too fast and got that kind of treatment too fast.
Yeah, she died way too quick.
Because if we lived with that, if that was the movie, if they focused, everything was kept there. By the time when we saw all that stuff building up, we spent more time with her, we would feel more like gut wrenched because of it. And then, towards the end of the movie, then yeah, you could maybe have him get away and her die, and you would feel something. Then instead of like the fucking going back to the ranch and playing Credence, that's when he turns back and fucking just goes full. Maybe the pacing is all over the fucking place.
It made money, made good money. I mean, it made 92 million. It was made with 50 million. So
That's not a hit. That's a
I
bomb.
mean, it almost made double.
To be considered profitable, you have to make 2.5 times your budget.
Oh, 2.5 times. Okay.
Yeah, so that came under. That didn't even make 2. So technically, I mean, it's not like an absolute colossal
Not
flop,
a
but
flop, no.
they lost money on it. It's possible like they might have made up some of that in rentals
Yeah.
and shit, but yeah, it's not a huge hit. But it didn't deserve to be because the movie just wasn't good enough. I mean, like I said, I'm like it doesn't deserve it. But anyway, it is what it is. But this reboot, so Sly's not involved with this prequel, and which he doesn't have to be. It's not like Sly doesn't even have the rights to Rocky. That's that's the producers or whatever, so they can milk Rocky all they want. But Rambo it's a book. It's a separate property. It's a novel that the guy who wrote the First Blood novel hates Stallone's Rambos.
Yeah,
because he's like, this is the exact opposite of what my character is supposed to be. I'm like, well, then your character sucks because I like the guy that fucking
book
blasts fucking Stinger missiles and takes choppers out of the sky and shoots computers. Because yeah, so he's not involved, and they want to focus on his time in Vietnam, and I'm thinking I don't want to see a Rambo, unless if you could take me back to 1981 or whatever and give me a Rambo Vietnam movie, sure, but I don't want to see a young Rambo played by fucking Timothy Chalamet.
Is that who is going to be?
No, I'm just throwing somebody out there.
Okay.
Nick Jonas. I don't know who. I don't want to see Rambo played by anybody else in Vietnam. I got enough. You know what? We got way more than enough Vietnam in the flashbacks in First Blood. It was fine.
Yeah,
we don't need to even live there. I wrote a fanfic script back before there was even a way before there was a Rambo 5. This is like 15 years ago. I think we had Rambo 4 was new. I wrote my own Rambo 5. It's like Sunny in Philadelphia where they wrote Lethal Weapon 5. Anyway, in which now they've got a Lethal Weapon 5. Even though that Lethal Weapon 5 movie, I don't think it's going to happen.
Really?
Pigs Fly? No. I mean, because it's just like Mel Gibson was talking about it a lot.
Well, he's doing Passion too. That just
but that has nothing to do with it because Richard Donner was making it, and then Richard Donner died. Richard Donner, he did all the Lethal Weapon films, and he died. And Mel Gibson's been on record the last few years saying, "Yeah, I've done 6 movies with Richard Donner. He's one of my best friends. He's like a father to me." He pulled me aside and said, "Hey, if I kick the bucket," and because he was old, Richard Donner was like in his 90s. He says, "If I kick the bucket, you gotta direct it. You gotta finish it." And so he kicked the bucket. He died. He didn't make it. So Mel Gibson kept his word. He did another pass of the script. And he attests he's been doing conventions, which, by the way, all these photos are popping up this week because he's been doing these big conventions with like Danny Glover. Everybody's been posting their photo ops, and they're hilarious because they look miserable. Yeah, because Mel Gibson looks miserable because he's just like staring down, not smiling. Looks like a prison photo, dude. It's great because you could tell he's want to fucking do that shit.
Yeah.
Anyway, some guy had me laughing out loud because he posted on one of the film groups I'm in him with fucking him in between the two of them. Danny Glover's kind of giving a smile, but he's getting really old. Danny Glover.
Oh yeah, yes.
It's just like, bro, it's like we got to get this movie out anyway. But and then Mel Gibson just looks like a fucking convict. He's like, and then he posted, he's like, there, fix it in the comments, and he put a AI and it looks great. It looks like a real photo. It's like an AI program that made Mel Gibson smiling, and it looks like a real deal. It's so funny. Is everybody happy now? But everybody's been posting him, and he just looks miserable. It's hilarious, dude. I like it. But he's been doing he's been doing panels, and at this same convention, he did a panel with Danny Glover. And just by the way, he keeps getting asked about Lethal Weapon, and it just doesn't sound like it's going to happen. I think it's in developmental hell because at first it seems so close. And even when they announced that he was going to do it, I'm like, dude, I don't think Hollywood's going to let you do this movie.
When did Richard Donner die? Was it the past year?
No, he died a few years ago. It's been a few years. I mean, I've been in this house 4 years, so it's been a couple of years.
Okay, because I thought it was like starting to pick up steam after Beverly Hills Cop the new one came out, right?
A little bit. It got started getting buzzed again
Because that was good. I really
know.
enjoyed
So
that
but I'm
movie.
saying they were talking about it. Then it got quiet. Then Beverly Hills Cop came out. It was a hit.
Yeah.
Then of course that brought it into the ether again. Like, oh, like legacy sequels can be good. Top
Mhm.
Gun Maverick and this.
Yeah.
And anyway, but it's just the most recent. He talked about at this convention that they did this week, and he was just saying what I already told you is like, Dick Donner asked me to do it, and we kind of refined his script. I did another pass at it. And Mel's a great writer, great
Yeah.
director.
Oh, yeah.
If
Absolutely.
anybody's going to take the helm from the guy, it should be Mel.
Yeah.
And he said, and it's, dare I say, it's the best one. It's the best script. It's so good. It ends everything perfectly. It's gritty. It's brutal. And he's like, but for some reason, the studios can't get their fucking shit figured out.
Huh.
He didn't seem super positive about it.
Yeah.
Like it's just not. There's obviously just not a heavy interest from studios, right? There's just not. Look, even if they got to do the fucking Axel F thing and put it on Netflix, not that I want that. I want theatrical, but Mel's Hollywood cancer. Nobody wants to dump that much money into him. And whatever. If I have to get it as a Netflix movie, because to me,
so be it, man.
To me, the fourth Beverly Hills Cop movie doesn't feel like a Netflix movie. It feels like Beverly Hills Cop.
Yeah, it's a good movie. It's a lot of fun.
And you can tell it's one of these movies that was produced and then Netflix bought it after the fact. Like they didn't produce the movie. It
was a big hit on Netflix.
It's a real sequel. So whatever they got to do, just do it, because they're not getting any younger. And Danny Glover is how is Danny Glover? I hope to God the script they wrote has to write in Danny Glover being as old as he is, because he can't be physical. And I'm cool with that. If they do it and treat it with care and, treat whatever, him being really old. And I'm just really interested. I want them to do it because we can't.
He's 78, dude. He's too old for that shit.
Well, how old is Mel? Mel's old too. Yeah, but he's not as old presenting. Danny Glover.
69.
Okay, so he's got 9 years.
Yeah.
Well, Danny Glover's feeling that 9 years because he's like sitting down in all the photos and he's starting to look kind of gaunt, skinny, how older people get. Mel still looks like angry fucking old Mel, grandpa, but
Mel,
he's got muscle tone. He's still like a good, he's in shape. He can do it. And even if he has to carry the movie, just sort of write it appropriately. I'm cool with it, man. And it sucks if we don't end up getting that movie. I think it's gonna be the saddest thing for me because because he keeps talking about how good it is, and it's like it's funny, it's brutal, it's heart-wrenching. It's like, dude, because we can't let 4 be the last one, because Lethal Weapon 4 fucking blows.
It's the worst.
Is it watchable? Yeah. If I had to say anything nice about Lethal Weapon 4, it's I actually really like Jet Li as a villain. I think he's the highlight. I actually kind of I think it's undercooked, but I like the idea of the Chinese triad and the trafficking humans. I'm like, okay, that's kind of the Chinatown connection. That's because I always like movies about that shit. There's so many like Hong Kong. It's been done in million, but I really dig it. And I actually think the Jet Li villain was cool. I think the last fight with Jet Li's kicking both their asses is hilarious. Just whooping the shit out of him. Because Mel Gibson's like a street fighter and he's just so quick. And then when Mel Gibson gets his hands on him, he just picks him up like a rag doll. Fucking throws him. So
Jet Li, though, is just, I don't know, something about him. He's just not, he doesn't have the look. I mean, he doesn't have the antagonist look.
I beg to differ. That was his first U.S. movie. Jet Li's a Hong Kong legend, man.
No, I totally get it.
So that was his first movie. They brought him over to America, and he says very little. And so now I think we've seen Jet Li so damn much. To now it's like, oh, I just see Jet Li. You can't take it seriously. But that's the first time a lot of Americans saw Jet Li, and he didn't talk in the movie. He says a couple of things. There's like one, because he's not the guy that was ultimately pulling the strings, but he's ultimately the big bad at the end. And there's like one thing he says, like, in Hong Kong, you'd be dead. That's like all he says in the whole fucking movie. And it's pretty cold. And it's just the final battle is cool, but it's a big improvement from 3, because I think Jack, the villain in the third movie, the crooked cop, isn't the best part of that movie. 3's funny. Like I love Leo Getz.
I like 3 better than 4. I mean,
I do too. 3 is better than 4. But I'm just saying, if I had to give any props to 4, I definitely like the villain in 4 better than the villain in 3. But the movie overall isn't as good as 3. It's not as, it just doesn't have that. They kind of like rest on the whole too old for this shit thing. It's not quite as fun. I don't know what it is, but the thing that really hurts for me is the end. The whole, are you guys all friends? No, we're family. And they take the picture at the hospital. Chris Rock. I'm like,
horrible, dude.
Because that's clearly coached. Like nobody's saying that's clearly like, okay, Richard Donner, everybody. It's so cheesy. So that kind of ruins it. And they do kind of cap it off, but they need to fix it. They need to give us a proper last movie to make up for it. And also it part 4 and part 3, they really weren't that far apart when you think about it, because part 4 came out in like what, 97, maybe 98. What year?
Part 3 came out in 92. Part 4 came out in
97,
98.
That's only 6 years.
Yeah,
that feels like a lifetime back then.
It does.
But today, no, 6 years ain't nothing.
Yeah.
And the culture, you know, not a lot. When did Lethal Weapon 1 came out in 87?
Yeah.
So between Lethal Weapon 1 and 3 is the same amount of time. 6 years, right?
Yeah.
Whereas
Lethal Weapon 1 was 87, Lethal Weapon 2 was 89.
So they were closer, but the gap between 1 and 3 was similar to 3 and 4. But a lot changed with cinema, because look at the way 4 looks. It's got that dingy late 90s stink on it.
Yeah.
Like all those Dimension films had it. It just, I hate the color grading on it. Like, why couldn't he kept it consistent? I mean,
it's like Beverly Hills Cop 3. I mean,
they should have, but like Richard Donner, they should have kept it, because 1 through 3, they all have at least tone. They all have the same tone. They look, they're similar, and it's just like they modernize their fucking coloring in the movie, and it just there's something off about it. Anyway, they should fix it and get rid of we don't need Chris Rock, because you had Leo Getz.
Yeah,
you had Leo Getz, like, and Leo Getz was getting stepped on by Chris Rock, and then Leo Getz is like the guy with the fucking big moral like advice at the end of the movie. Like, you guys weren't better than Froggy. You're just different. We talked about his Froggy, and I killed my friend. I killed Froggy. I ran over my bike. And then I met you and Raj. It's like, what the fuck is this? What are we talking about? And he's like talking at the gravestone. And he's like, oh, you sure picked a fucking weird messenger, but message received. Oh, like, because he wanted the blessing of his dead wife to get married to Lorna.
Yeah, that's shit. Dude.
It's just yeah, I don't know. It was too much. I'm like, give me another movie. But the thing is now is that movie's 1998. It's wild to think that was 27 damn years ago.
That's crazy.
Isn't that nuts?
Yeah.
So now if they really do pump out a sequel, that bitch ain't coming out this year. That bitch ain't coming out next year. If we're lucky, if they get their asses in gear, maybe it would come out in 2027. 30 years.
No, don't even bother.
Oh no. I think they can't hurt it. Like, fix it. The 4th one's not a good place to end. No, I'm here for it. Because like you said, Top Gun proved it can be done.
Yeah, but I mean, Tom Cruise hasn't aged. I mean, Glover, I mean, he is going to be horrible.
But write a good script around it. Look, just like Iceman looked and sounded like shit, but they gave him a good part, didn't they? It's brief.
Yeah, that's true.
It was the biggest part. It was the most impactful movie part of the whole thing. And they could have Murtaugh in it. He's not like a fucking vegetable. He can talk. He's just older. But I'm just saying, like, somehow write it.
Be in the fucking retirement home.
Write it appropriately. Like, I think I don't know what the script entails, but there is just absolutely no way that Murtaugh, maybe even Riggs and Murtaugh, are both not retired. Like, it has to be something that's pulling them out of retirement, right? Something from the past, like a big thing. So I wouldn't be surprised if at least Murtaugh is well out of retirement. He's retired. He's old. And then maybe Mel Gibson's out the door, but it's like his last hurrah, and something pulls them together, like against their something. Almost like a Jeremy Irons in part 3 of Die Hard, where there's something like I'm targeting John McClane, and I need because there's an axe to grind. So yeah, get Mr. Joshua's long lost brother wants revenge, dude.
Well, I mean, if you want to give it to that director of Top Gun Maverick, that Joe Kosinski, I think. I mean,
look,
have him give it a shot. Absolutely.
But they proved that they defeated the odds. They defied the odds with that, and like you said, they defied the odds with Axel Foley with Beverly Hills Cop.
Yes,
because without a doubt, Beverly Hills 4 is better than 3, without a doubt. Now the jury's out, dude.
I don't know.
Without a fucking doubt.
The nostalgia for me still says 3.
Okay, well, I didn't watch those. I didn't grow up with those movies, and I'll tell you, as somebody with fresh eyes, 3 is not very good. But
it's probably the amusement park that did it for me when I was a kid,
and that's the worst part of it. There's nothing about that movie that feels like Beverly Hills Cop.
It doesn't feel like it.
Oh no, it doesn't feel. Axel Foley is toned down.
I'm not saying it was the best, but I mean, I loved it when I was a kid because of the damn amusement park.
You're missing a lot of the characters from the first 2 movies.
Yeah,
this one, the jury's out on whether you like 1, 2, or whatever better. Whatever, but I will say that 4, at least 4 tonally feels like 1 and 2. It feels like they're in the same universe.
Yes.
They captured it.
That.
They weave in the appropriate music. Axel Foley acts like Axel Foley. You're bringing in the legacy characters. It just feels like we're living in that universe. Whereas in 3, I think you just have Judge Reinhold. I think is right. He's the only one in the third one. Just Judge Reinhold.
Yeah.
That's literally it. No Paul Reiser. No. The Chief's not there. Not Kawato, but whatever the fuck his name is. Ronnie Cox, and it's just weird. But so, and me personally, I wouldn't even fight you if you said 4 was just as. Some people like 2 better. I think I like I don't know. Do you like the first one or the second one better?
I always like the first one. But
I think some people, because Tony Scott did the second one. I think a lot of people like it. The Tony Scott movie.
I like the second one a lot too, though.
I think the action's a little beefed up in the second one, but I think the first one is the best.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even scold you if somebody said I think 4 was probably just as enjoyable as 2. I'm not going to fight you on that.
I don't know about that.
I think they're consistent in tone, and I think they're fun. I would want to watch them all back to back, personally. So they can do it, and it's been a long damn time. How long had it been since we got Beverly Hills Cop 3?
That was what, 98? Let me look.
No, early 90s, dude. Maybe midnight 95,
94.
94. So it had been 30 years.
Yeah.
So the same. So it can be done. It can be done, damn it.
Well, Eddie Murphy hasn't aged, so I mean. Hold
on. Danny Glover still got 9 years left to retirement. Yeah, I know. He should have retired 45 years ago, dude. It's so funny. I'm too old for this shit. Did you ever watch? Which is funny because they always portray Danny Glover as being older than what he was.
He's probably 40 in that.
He was turning 50 in the movie. In the first movie.
Yeah.
So technically, if he's it's like 79 or however old you said he is now, technically he's got to be playing almost 90, which is nuts. So I guarantee you the script has to be written in a certain way that's going to make it work.
So he's our age.
I know it's fucked up, dude. Too old for this shit. I know it's wild, dude. It's wild. So it was asked.
I'm older than Mr. Belding, so I mean,
you did. How old is Mr. Belding again?
38.
Dude, fuck that. I know. Shut the front door.
Yeah, what are you? 39.
Balding? Yeah, 39. I'm
Belding's balding. Yeah,
I'm turning 39. That's insane.
Yes.
Okay, so hold on. I have to spotlight this. Silhouette says the movie was asked, part 4. You didn't like Axel F? He asked to be like, fuck you for fucking up my 401k. Are you you didn't like Axel F? Oh,
it was fun, man. I
thought it was so fun. Dude, there is that scene when he's driving the chopper was cracking my shit up. When he's got Joseph Gordon-Levitt in there. And what's that line he says? When he's like, he's freaking him out because he lied to him and said he knew how to fly. But I don't know what he says, but he goes, it's like, fuck you, I'm living on the, I'm on the edge. And he fucking dies. What he says is so funny. And he takes it down. I thought it was
the first 20 minutes. I was smiling ear to ear, man. It was great.
I mean, you could say it's formulaic and it's predictable. Kevin Bacon.
That's good though.
But you know what? And it's got the member berries. Yeah. But guess what? So does every one of those movies. 2 2 did the same thing. He comes back, he's waving hi to everybody. They're doing the member berries. They do it's in line, and they all have a very predictable fucking kind of caper behind them. Anyway, the TV series, yeah, I remember that they just kind of swept under the rug. Like, yeah, that never existed. Where like Eddie Murphy actually reprised. It was about his son. That doesn't exist in the movies. Yeah. Anyway. Oh, hey, really quick. But yeah, so the John Rambo thing, we're not talking about. I would rather a legacy sequel after 30 years. There's been a couple of franchises that proved it can be done. And at the end of the day, because it's not like we left off on Rambo 4 with Lethal Weapon. Rambo 4, they shouldn't have fucked with it. Perfect.
Yeah.
Ending. They're trying to correct their Lethal Weapon 4 is what we left off on. So no, go for it. Let's give it a shot. They're not going to hurt it. I'd rather give it a good college try than that we don't leave off on a bad one. But yeah, but a prequel, dude. Does anybody want to see a prequel with John Rambo, a different character? He embodies the character. He's iconic. It's like nobody want. Remember they were going to do that with that dead horse of a franchise, Die Hard. I don't know if Bruce Willis got too sick, but it was in developmental hell and it never got off the ground. You know, Live Free, Die Hard, A Good Day to Die Hard, those movies suck. And they were going to make another Die Hard. I remember it was in production like 10 years ago and it just never got off the ground. And they were going to do a movie just like Rambo. They were going to call it McClane. How original. And they were going to sort of do a prequel, but they were at least going to do it somewhat clever where it was going to be a hybrid where Bruce Willis was going to play John McClane, but it was going to keep kind of splicing back in the past. And then you'd have the young McClane. So I didn't know if it was going to be like, you know, let me tell you a story. And then maybe that would have been a cheap thing, but nobody wants to see a young non-Bruce Willis McClane. Nobody wants to see a non-Sly Rambo. They were trying to make a Rambo series for a while. I remember about 10, 12 years ago. Stallone was actually part of that. I'm like, dude, why Sly? Why are we even fucking with this?
Did you hear who's going to be playing, who they want to play?
Probably Ryan Gosling as Rambo.
A young John Rambo.
What, Ryan Gosling, the Goz?
Glenn Powell.
No.
I'm just kidding. I just made that up.
I wouldn't be surprised, dude. That guy, he sucked. I watched him in Twisters, dude. Did
Twister,
you like?
No, I didn't like.
What a shit movie, dude.
I wasn't impressed at all with Twisters. I thought the first one was.
I don't even think the first was great.
I love the first one, man.
But the second one, but it should have been a relic in 1996.
But I love Glenn Powell and Maverick, Top Gun Maverick. I thought he's great.
And guess what? He's not the star. He's the fucking bully. He's the Iceman.
Yeah, he's great in that role.
That's his role. They keep trying to shove him down our throats like a leading man, and it just ain't working, dude. I had to watch that rom-com with him and Sydney Sweeney. I watched it with a wife. I wanted to eat broken glass, dude. It's just he's not a leading guy.
Did she at least show some chest or anything? Or
of course not. It was like PG-13, dude. It was a rom-com.
Oh, okay.
Fucking Glenn Powell showed more skin than she did, dude.
Ugh.
Yeah, right. You're probably like, yeah, give it to me.
Glenn. I want some more Glenn.
Anyway, I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, you know what? Speaking of remake talk, Glenn Powell is signed on to play Arnold in the Running Man remake.
Of course.
Yeah, they're remaking Running Man with Glenn Powell in the Arnold role. Dude, God, stop. I mean, I don't want to like it blow up in my face and then get rid of Glenn Powell because they want to please me, and then they turn around and hire Jason Momoa because I'd be like, no.
That'd be even worse, yeah.
Because Momoa, we need a break from Momoa, man.
I just saw him last week in Minecraft.
In the Minecraft movie. You guys had to watch that twice in a row. What was your review on the Minecraft movie, by the way? Quick review.
2 out of 10.
It's just brain rot. Like the stuff they're giving their
brain rot. It's funny when Jack Black's the highlight of it, and I don't even like Jack Black. So
it's just I know it just makes us come off like boomers, like, oh, they don't make them like they used to. But dude, the stuff that they were giving kids back in the day was not brain rot bullshit. It was a little bit higher of a quality. I don't know. Like even when they made these attempts and they did like the Mario Brothers movie, Yeah,
That was fun, dude. I
but
enjoyed that.
look, that it's, but you know what?
That
At
was
least
nostalgia. I mean,
they
that
got
was
creative with it.
yeah.
Like, hey, we can't really emulate a video game. To now they can with CGI and stuff, but let's get creative with it. And they reworked it and gave us this whole different story, this dino world, Dennis Hopper. The performances are fucking batshit. Yeah, it's a good bad movie. Like, I don't know if I like the movie or if I don't like the movie, because it does have a lot of nostalgia behind it. It's very quotable, but at the same time, I do not want to go out of my way to watch it. So it probably doesn't quite make the good category for me. But
For a kids movie, it's fun.
but it wasn't dumb. It wasn't talking down to your kids. It had effort, it had a heart, it had intent behind it, and it was it wasn't spoon feeding bullshit to you. It's like, and I look at these movies like Minecraft, and it's all on a green screen, and it's all based around TikTok moments, right?
Yeah.
The chicken jockey and all this stuff. It's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
oh, they're gonna say the line. They're gonna say the line.
Lava chicken. Yeah.
They're writing movies around memes.
Mhm.
Like, hey, we got to write a movie so we can have a meme here. We got to write a movie so we can have this viral moment. They're writing the movies around the viral TikTok moments. And that's it's just absolutely the wrong way to go. No, you got to write something good. Don't treat kids like they're stupid. And then if it's good, those meme moments will come. They will
Yeah.
naturally be picked out. But it just reeks up. But they know what they're doing. They're making their money. Kids are eating it up. So what do I know? But it doesn't mean it's any less trash, whether or not it's making money or not.
Yeah, it's not good.
I just hope. It really makes me. I know they say there'll always be like, you think there might always be a market for organic films, but we know everything's going to go AI. But I don't even know if the next generation is really even going to like fight the resistance to keep some corner of the market to make organic films non-AI.
No,
Because,
they don't care.
our kids, they're going to grow up with fond memories of Minecraft in these
Mhm.
movies. I'm like, this is going to be their Jurassic Park. And, God bless it. It's whatever. But like, dude, no, Minecraft is not going to influence anybody to be a filmmaker. I don't think so.
No, and everything, all commercials are going to be AI here in a few years. So it's just going to move in the film industry here pretty soon.
So yeah, but I mean, I know, but if you have like a new generation that's going to fight to at least keep a corner of the market, which I have faith, but I don't think the next generation is getting the material to groom them into being filmmakers. It's just not. They're going to be raised on brain rot TikTok, and they're going to be the ones making the AI films.
Yeah.
Right? They're going to make $100 million blockbuster for $500,000 just using AI software and certain. It's just going to be disgusting, or even less. And I don't know. Hopefully, it comes to a boiling point and something happens. I don't know, dude. It's really, really, really depressing. But what? One other remake on the topic. There is it Blumhouse that picked up My Bloody Valentine?
I think you said that. Let me look that up.
Now, I was seeing that getting reported. Now, I don't know is there any official reports, but from what I was reading, kind of seeing, Blumhouse is doing a reboot. I don't know if it's like is it a reboot, a sequel, or what is it?
Let's see.
A remake? What is it?
Spawn a Hollywood Oh, okay.
That shitty rapper Weekend was in a movie recently.
A brand new My Bloody Valentine movie.
Yeah, I saw that Weekend movie. Weekend movie was getting trashed. Doesn't have Jenna Ortega in it too. Yeah, and I'm not necessarily against that because it's basically a dead franchise. I know they did the 3D movie, that remake, but that's been years at this point. That's been so long. So it's probably not the worst thing to bring back, but I don't know, man. We'll see. What's your thoughts on that?
This is a remake.
It's an actual remake.
I don't know if it's a remake of the actual the one that came out in the 20s, the 20 whatever it was, 2010.
The 3D one.
3D, or if this was the one remake from the one from the 80s. It's not telling me.
No, my jaw was locking up, so I was just moving my jaw. Choking. He's choking. He's choking. Help is on the way, dear. Help is on the way. But whatever, man.
So run by
it,
fruiting.
it's easy to shit on Blumhouse and A24, but you know what? At this rate, Blumhouse and A24 are going to be the last bastions because I'd rather them buy up these properties and produce vanilla horror movies than it move to AI faster. You know, because at least you
Yeah,
can
but
find gems.
Blumhouse is pretty fucking bad, dude. I mean, I'm not a big huge A24 fan anymore. But Blumhouse they're terrible, dude.
Well, like I said, they did do Halloween Kills, which I have a soft spot for.
Well, somebody does at least.
And you know what? I thought the Black Phone was fun.
It was okay.
They're making a second one, which it was a
Why?
hit. It doesn't. Dude, I heard. Okay, so they're making Black Phone 2, even though Ethan Hawke's character, he's the Black Phone guy, he died. It's like he's like a child abductor, and he dies. And I guess it was like was it a Stephen King book or a Joe Hill? Joe Hill's the son. It's based on one of them in their novel. And you know what? I think it's definitely got that Stephen King silliness with the Black Phone that speaks from the beyond. But anyway, the movie's fun. They're making another one, and I think they're kind of turning him into like a Freddy-like character, where he's like after like what? It's a little silly, but whatever.
I did like the Megan. They did Megan, I think. Blumhouse.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, they're fun. They don't have nothing to take too seriously. But I would rather watch Black Phone and Megan 2.0 on date night than Lilo and Stitch, the fucking live action remake. You know what I mean? So it's fine. Like, I watched what's that? We went and saw some years back. I remember we saw that we saw Happy Death Day 1 and 2 in theaters. We saw that.
Did?
No, me and the wife.
Oh, okay.
We saw that Freaky movie with Vince Vaughn, which is like the Freaky Fridays. Those were all Blumhouse movies. Look, they're not anything I'm ever going to own, but if I'm going to go out on date night and my wife wants to go to the movies, yeah, I'd rather watch Happy Death Day or Freaky than the alternative, man. I'm not, you know what I mean? It's not even a fucking
I'd rather
question.
watch the back of my eyelids is what I want to watch.
Dude, you watch so much brain rot, dude. I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to find an alternative. She really wants to go see Lilo and Stitch. And I'm like, I might just make her happy. I'm like, hey, look.
Just tell her you want to go see Minecraft. Be like, okay, I'd rather watch.
She wanted to go see that. I'm like, are you fucking 12? I said, no. Oh, no, I put my foot down. She wanted to go see that a few days ago. Because once again, the hype of Twitch, it's online. I'm like, no, you don't.
There's got to be other movies out right now. Right?
Anyway, Silhouette. There was supposedly a set of Spawn costumes that were fake. Yeah, I saw those images. They look fake as shit. I never even took any.
Go see Sinners, dude. I want to see that.
Yeah. Oh, maybe I can convince her to do that. She saw The Accountant too with her friends.
You can see the new Mission Impossible movie.
I'd have to see fucking 2 through 7 first.
I haven't seen a lot of those too, but Final Reckoning.
I can't see that.
They're all good movies. I mean, I
can't see that King Spawn movie being anything but a production nightmare like the 2015. That I don't know if we're ever actually going to see that Spawn movie that's been in just fucking hell for like the last 10 years. It might finally get rushed out like that Toxic Avenger movie.
Oh, that looks terrible, dude.
It's just I think it's either going to get scrapped as a tax write-off.
Looks so bad,
or it's going to get like shoved aside and thrown into some like streamer with no promotion. Which is a shame because I think Spawn's a great property. He's just they let Spawn die from like the pop culture discussion because he had his moment in the 90s. He was popular. He was buzzing under like the big dogs of comics like X-Men. This is Image Comics or whatever, right? And he had a movie. He had a popular HBO series. He had a popular toy line, the McFarlane stuff. And then I just don't think anybody cares about him anymore, unfortunately. And it sucks because I think Spawn's a fantastic character. Or that movie, The Snowman. Yeah, Todd McFarlane's got too much of an ego. He's like, I got to do everything. I want to direct. He's never directed. I got to do the movie myself. And I'm like, all right. And just whatever. I understand that too, because I don't think Hollywood's going to make a good Spawn movie. I think you should try and just make another like animated series or something and just keep it grounded, man.
Final Destination Bloodlines out too.
And it did gangbusters. It did a shit ton of movies.
I'll watch those. I mean,
it was the highest it was the highest grossing horror movie of the decade. Like it did like
crazy.
Like 50 million plus. I mean, once again, I know it's legacy horror, it's franchise, but that's good. That's good for horror. It's good for theaters. But we need to make new franchises. But you know, it is what it is. It was Tony Todd's last outing. R.I.P. Fallen homie.
Yep.
And yeah, see, and way too protective to the point where no one cares about Spawn now. Yeah, nobody cares about it. When that first got pitched by him, like I don't know how many years ago it's been now, I liked his take. Like, hey, want to keep it grounded, kind of like the animated series, a noir film, streets in New York. I'm like, yeah, dude, sign me up. Keeping it more about what you know, from the perspective of the detectives. I think it's great, but it's just not going to happen. But anyway, I think we need to wrap it up. We've been going quite a long time tonight. Thank you guys. Thank you everybody for joining us. Silhouette, thank you again for being a member and going another month. We appreciate it. We saw you gifted somebody else a member. I don't think we ever got who did you get a membership to? Go ahead and let me know real quick if you can still hear me. I'm very curious, but thank you for that. Hopefully if you're watching this, you do want to check out the membership so you can check out our member commentaries and Todd,
let us know, Silhouette, if you got a request.
Can you spew off the member commentaries we've done the last few times? Because my brain is mush, dude. I'm editing so much this shit. I can't even. Todd doesn't remember. He's like, looking.
No. The member commentaries we did. Let me look real quick. Sorry, we do so many of them. I mean, we did the Creep Show 2.
Yeah.
We did
Hostel. Okay, this is taking too long.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation.
That's the one for. We got Hostel in there. We got a few more in there. Anyways, this coming week, you guys are going to be bestowed upon the Hellraiser 4 Bloodlines work print.
Terminator 2 Battle Across Time.
There you go. So sign up if you want to catch all these, and plus the new one coming out in a week. And then, like I said, you guys need to let us know. The members, you guys are going to pick the next one. So Silhouette, Mendoza, whoever, let us know what you want to do, and we will do it. You know, within reason, man.
Yeah, let's try to find one that we can actually all watch. Yeah.
What's that? You know, give me like, I've already had to sit through a Serbian film.
Maybe something on YouTube or something on, that we'll be able to find.
No, now you're putting too much restrictions.
Tokyo YouTube, I don't know. Just find something.
No, don't listen to him. He's putting too much restrictions. Shout out what you want.
Then tell us what you want.
And thank you. We appreciate that. Thank you for hooking up Mendoza. Hopefully you're enjoying it. And yeah. Oh, Silhouette. Yeah, Silhouette gave us his opinion. Silhouette really wants Toy Story. You fucking shot yourself in the foot with that, Todd.
Oh my God. Okay.
He was saying that the whole time. He wants Toy Story.
All right, I guess we're doing Toy Story then.
Fuck.
What?
No, I'm down. I actually love the original Toy Story, but it's a little we haven't done a Disney movie in a long time. We haven't done like hey, I'm down. I'm down.
All right. Have you ever done Toy Story?
No, we don't fucking do Pixar around here. We do now though. No, I'm actually cool with it.
I have Disney Plus, so
yeah. Anyway, yeah, Adrian can throw his opinion too, or whoever else member. Let us know. Let us know in the comments after you guys see this, and put in your votes. But right now, Toy Story is leading. So, all right, later, guys. Bye.